Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, everyone. My name is Jimothy Stubblebubble. Welcome back to episode 10 of Wayfarers. Last time, Carl had a difficult time. You know that big-ass Albert he's been carrying with him this whole way? It's gone. And the team is beset by the largest monster they have ever seen in their lives. Through the seas of the lava swims the magmalisk. They baited it out using some yummy crystals. They need to extract the blood from the ticks on its back. Will our team survive, or will they all die? Find out right now.
Alrighty. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Jimothy, for another fantastic, incredible introduction. Let's go over just a real quick cliff notes of the last episode here. We'll just do a real fast one. You guys made it to the fabled dwarven city of Tol Karabad, which exists in this giant sort of sea of lava and mountains that kind of rain fire and death down from the sky. In order to enter, though, you found out that the city is on a bit of a quarantine. So there is some magically enhanced curse that has beset their city that they're still trying to figure out, but their primary motivation right now is to figure out a solution, figure out a cure. And they believe they have the cure, but they don't have the materials required. They don't have a vessel that can hold the magics necessary in order to cure everyone. So they barred off entrance to the city by destroying some of the bridge. 3 hapless adventurers just so happened to come along at that exact moment that needed to get to that city. And you went on a fun boat ride after some coercion with Stumpy, the legless dwarf, who's been rowing you around with his incredible strength. In order to bait out the magmalisk, though, you guys needed to retrieve a few crystals, which you were successful in doing. So you climbed to the top of several different mountains. You found these red crystals. After you found them, you found the nice spot to summon the dragon. This is where Mendax kind of started having some audio issues. So we'll recap that as well. Call and Nigel threw all those crystals into the lava where it was all bubbling, and summoned up this just absolutely massive, terrifying creature known only as the magmalisk, which apparently is fairly docile, but it is this huge lava serpent, essentially, that stands head and shoulders above even mountains that are in the area. So you guys are now face to face with this seemingly giant, almost statuesque monstrosity. Certainly the largest creature of any sort that you've ever seen before. There's a nice, pretty picture on the stream there. And that's kind of where you guys are at. You had a little bit of a tenuous moment with the boats rocking back and forth as Nigel was kind of baiting the serpent a little bit by holding the crystal above the lava. That caused a couple of waves and splashes when it emerged. But you guys held on okay. You survived. And now you're here in front of this giant monstrosity. What would you like to do?
Well, don't we have a harpoon system that we can utilize on this boat?
Yes. Stumpy has proven to be quite adept at throwing these harpoons in order to get you guys not only in the boat, but he did mention at the very beginning that that's how he figured you guys were going to get onto this giant creature. Regardless if that's what you guys choose to do, it's up to you. But that's their solution. That's how they normally do it.
Well, when in Tol Karabad, do as the dwarves do, I suppose. So did he already initiate the harpooning, or should we... Stumpy!
Yes, hello!
So I've heard you have the finest harpoons. Could we perhaps persuade you to fire one at this lovely magmalisk we found?
Yeah, of course. I'll have to get closer. We're quite a distance away, but I can row us over there and get you guys up there, no problem.
It would be wonderful. Mendax and Nigel, hope you're feeling brave today.
I'm soaked to the core in sweat. I stink quite terribly. I'm quite tired from trying to row earlier. And personally, I can't wait until this ordeal's over.
Yes. I'm down for harpooning. Let's go.
Okay, absolutely. So seeing that everyone is on board and your resolve is as strong as ever to approach this absolutely godlike creature, essentially, Stumpy will continue humming his tune and kind of row you guys forward with those giant stone oars that Nigel had the pleasure of moving last episode. So yeah, he'll row you guys over. It takes you probably a solid 5-10 minutes or so to get around to the side of the creature. While you guys are rowing, the Magmalisk, I mean, you're just staring intently at this thing. Again, it's one of the most fascinating creatures, if not the most fascinating thing you've ever seen from the wildlife. And it kind of hits you a bit as far as exactly how such a creature has to come to exist in such a specific ecosystem. Literally, this thing couldn't exist anywhere else. And so to happen like this it just kind of gives you that awestruck moment. The closer you get, you start to discern the features of the Magmalisk a little bit more. Far away, you could see the big, broad picture, but now that you're up close, within about 100 feet or so, as Stumpy is rowing you forward, you start to see that its skin resembles almost like dried, lava, essentially. And as it makes these small adjustments that you can't even see, giant cracks kind of form in the we'll say like the armor coating, like the plating of this creature. And large chunks of debris start to fall into the lava ocean, we'll say, which causes quite a ruckus and splash that's right underneath it. You figure you could get within about 30 feet or so, and then Stumpy could probably chuck this harpoon at it in order to try and get you guys over there. But you're not going to be able to get like right up next to it unless you want to risk kind of this dropping debris from it. What would you guys like to do? You want to stay at a safe distance, or would you like to go closer and maybe get a better, easier time climbing up?
Have you seen Stumpy's arms? He could take care of it from a great distance.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So, you guys let Stumpy know, hey, let's not get too close to this thing. It looks like it's a little bit dangerous up close, just from all the falling debris. And he,
Oh, that's fine. No problem. I can get it from about here.
and he gets you within about 30 feet or so, and he props himself up. He lets the oars loose, which they fall in the rungs essentially and stand still. And he kind of props himself up, and with his hands and the kind of stumps of his legs, moves himself closer to the front of the boat. I don't know boat terms, so we're calling it the front. And the entire boat begins to shift with his weight. He looks like he's a fairly small guy. He's a dwarf, and he has no legs, so he's even smaller. But the mass of this dwarf is, you can tell, is quite heavy. We'll go with heavy. But dense. Yeah, he's dense. He's a dense dwarf. He would sink like a rock. He gets up to the front of the boat, and he pulls out one of the harpoons, which has about, we'll say, I think I said about 60, about 60 feet of chain that's attached to each one. And what he does is he actually takes the end of the chain and he loops it through the front of the boat, one of the rings that are there. And using his hand, actually, like, you don't see a way that he can like really tie it. He can't tie a chain this big. He puts the chain kind of back on itself, and he kind of crimps it together with the ends of his fingers. And so it's kind of now meshed together a little bit, so it's not going anywhere. He goes,
Are you ready? As soon as I throw it, you've got about it's about time to go. Anything you want to do before?
Remind me never to piss him off.
he's a strong dwarf.
That is insane.
Wait. Did you hear that?
Hmm.
Did you hear something?
How hot does the chain get once we've cast it over on the harpoon? I mean, it's still above magma, so the heat. How quickly does that chain get hot? I'm asking Stumpy. Sorry.
He'll kind of shrug his shoulders a little bit. Pretty quick. He doesn't know. I mean, yeah, you're right. It's over lava. You would imagine it would get hot pretty fast, but he's not. He doesn't have the laws of thermodynamics in his head and heat transfers. So pretty quick. You gather that's probably why he's asking you. Like, when I throw this, it's you go.
Okay, it's go time. It's go time.
It's go time. Yeah. So just whatever you want to do. He's trying to give you as much heads up as possible. Like, let me know when you want me to toss it, and yeah.
How many ticks did we think we needed again?
You guys had how many vials did I say you guys had? Was it 3 or 4? I thought it was 3.
I thought you said 3 or 4 to be safe.
No, that was the crystals.
That was the crystals.
Okay, that was the crystals.
I think I gave you 3 vials, and the smarter person would have written it down. And I'm sure it is written somewhere, but we'll go with 3. You're not 100% sure. Are you asking Stumpy that question?
Yes.
He'll think for a moment, and he'll come back and he'll say something along the lines of,
Well, I'm not the one that normally goes up there to the ticks. It kind of depends on how you kill them or disable them or whatever you're gonna do. If you like cut them in half and you let a lot of the blood get out, then you might need like 6. But if you're really good about not doing that, I don't know, 3, 4, just fill them up.
Here's my suggestion. My suggestion is I stay here and oversee the whole operation from the boat, while you two, much more physically adept, agile, and strong companions of mine and great warriors, go ahead, and perhaps I can help from back here somehow.
I mean, I do think that makes sense. The last time we tried putting you over a dangerous crevasse of any kind, it didn't work out so well. Is there a chance then? I'm not really certain what our hoods are made of. These heat-blocking hoods.
mm-hmm.
If you're not going to go over the magma, can we tear pieces off of your hood, Nigel? Just a couple of small pieces from the bottom to wrap around our palms to help us, withstand the heat on the chain.
Nigel, I will say, when she suggests this, as somebody who's not familiar with the arts of the arcane, such as you know that these cloaks are enchanted. It's not necessarily a material property that is causing you guys to become heat resistant. It's more of you put on the cloak and your entire body is as heat resistant as it's going to be. Regardless of where you touch it with the cloak is not going to make a difference.
Oh, okay, then never mind. You keep your cloak.
Yes, I'm also feeling rather faint anyway, so offers of giving up any of my meager protection against the heat is probably not going to go very well.
We're already letting you stay in the boat, Nigel. Okay, that's up.
What is this? You're feeling faint. We're about to embark on the most dangerous objective in our lives. It's the time to get fired up. Look at all this fire all around us and you're not fired up yet.
I think there's too much fire already altogether.
I'm about to go into a rage. Let's go.
Love it. Anything else you want to check before we go? It sounds like you guys got your general plan. Who is going to it's like a vial and like almost giant syringe apparatus. Who's going to be responsible for hanging on to that and taking that with you?
I have 2 free hands now.
The helmet has fallen into the lava. Now it's time for Dr. Carl to go to work. Let's go.
Okay, perfect. Last question before we go. You have the rapier, right? That Ash gave you. That's the weapon that you have?
Oh, yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, if you guys give Stumpy the okay, he will he'll grab one of the harpoons, which now that you're seeing them more kind of up close, they were covered by that we'll say linen basically material. These things are, yeah, they're hefty. I mean, he has to almost palm the whole thing. He's not able to get his fingers around the entire harpoon. It almost looks like you should be two-handing this, or that it's supposed to be shot more like from an apparatus, like a ballista or something like that. It's heavy. Call, you're not even quite sure if you would be able to pick one of these up on your own. So this does two things for you. One, it further solidifies how strong this goddamn dwarf is. Number two, it also shows you how resilient this boat is to have three of these suckers hanging in here, along with Stumpy the dwarf himself. So you guys let that sink in for a moment, however you'd like. So he'll go, all right, hang on to the sides. It might get a little bumpy. So once he sees that you guys have kind of grabbed onto the seat or grabbed onto the, ledge, whatever it is you want to grab onto to feel safe, he'll kind of aim a little bit. He'll sway slightly, and then with just a massive burst of air, almost, he lets loose this harpoon from his hand, which propels your boat back about 5 feet or so, just from the force of being thrown. You see the harpoon glide through the air very straight. You hear almost like a whistling as it cuts through the wind in the air. And towards the top of one of the crests of the Magmalith, it's like kind of snake-like in fashion. We'll go with the traditional how the picture looks, right? Where there's valleys and peaks to this creature. He throws it towards like the middle section of one of the valleys, and you don't hear when it lands, but you do see that it is firmly kind of stuck into the side of this creature. You see in the area that it lands, a lot of that dried lava chip off and fall once again into the lava ocean around you guys.
Look, the harpoon has penetrated the beast. Now we can climb across.
Yep. So he has two more technically. If you want, you can just use this one line. If you prefer, he could throw another one or even the other two. It's up to you guys. However you want to do it.
I do think perhaps having a second one there, just in case something were to happen to this first one, we'd have something to quickly try to snag onto.
Stumpy, go throw it again! Throw another one!
Go, Stumpy, go!
Yeah, absolutely. He'll do the same sort of procedure where he will take the end of one of the chains and crimp it so that it's really fastened well to the boat, and he'll go back to the end of the boat again and kind of row you guys a bit forward to make up for the distance that you all got pushed back by the force of the first throw, and then he will proceed to throw the second one once again. He gets it within about probably 10 feet or so of the first harpoon that he threw, so not as much debris falls into the lava as a result of this, but you can see it's almost like two circles that have intersected somewhere towards the middle. And where that intersection, well, not where the intersection happens, but where the debris has fallen off, you see underneath, it is a very almost glistening, glowing, like rust red scale beneath. So it's these massive scales. You can almost see almost like light beneath the skin in a similar fashion to how the mushrooms were in the spider cave, where you could see these sort of pulses of light going through the mushroom. You see similar types of pulses, but more consistent, almost as if there's like lava flowing beneath this creature's skin. Whether that's blood, whether that's something else, who knows? But the Magmalisk itself, from all of these harpoons being thrown into it, it doesn't move in the slightest. It doesn't care. It's kind of just chilling. But 2 harpoons stuck into the side of the Magmalisk.
Well done, Stumpy.
All right, we can go at the same time now, honestly. I mean,
yeah.
Let's get this over with. You ready? You jump, I jump?
Go team, I'm offering my moral support.
Carl's going in.
Okay, so as you guys begin to climb on the chain, kind of hand over hand, and you're keeping your legs tucked in, we'll need a series of athletics checks. But before we do that, who has the gloves of spider climbing equipped? You remember those gloves that you got from the druid? Hopefully somebody has those.
It wasn't me, I don't think.
I believe I got those.
Yes, I think so.
I've normally been quite good with my inventory, and they're not there, so I'm not sure if this was the one thing I think Carl had them.
I'm almost positive we made Carl take them because it was from his, it's from his druid.
It would be. The question I have for you, Carl, is would they be on?
Would they have been on now?
Mm-hmm, right now.
I was in a rage. I didn't really think too much. I was just hyping up the team.
Okay. No worries.
I'm being
That's
honest
what I'm
here.
checking. Thank you for your honesty. As you begin to climb, you remember those nice gloves that are safely secure in your waist pocket, but you don't feel confident enough to grab for them as you're hanging over lava. That's okay, though. A rage does still give you, you get advantage on strength checks and saving throws. So the check that you guys will have to do is athletics. So that will give you advantage. Mendax, however, that won't give you any sort of advantage.
Nope,
You're just
not a
your
single
regular
bit.
old self. Yeah.
Mhm.
Alrighty. Let's go ahead and get these rolls. First athletics checks from the group. What do we got here?
Yes. Oh, I've got a 19. I have +0, so it was just a 19.
Okay. Sounds good. And how about you, Call?
Motherfucking 20.
Nice. Okay. Your first attempts to start climbing up this rope, or this chain rather, it goes very well. You guys are handling it like champions. Mendax, you're less accustomed to climbing like this and more accustomed to walking on like tight ropes almost, which keep in mind was definitely an option for you if you chose.
I might be doing that all the way back.
Yeah, so try to. This will be a good kind of learning moment. Play to your character's strengths. You're super proficient in acrobatics. You have no pluses though in athletics. So climbing, not very good, but balance, very, very good. So just keep that in mind. You guys are doing great though. Yes, the lava beneath you though, it is still very hot. It is beginning to heat you up very quickly as you're not in the safety of the boat anymore. You make it a solid, we'll say 15 feet for your first check. Let's go ahead and check again. How are you guys doing?
It likes me. It's my favorite number tonight. I got another 19.
All right. How about you, Call? And keep in mind, Call, you have advantage because you're in a rage, so you actually get to roll 2d20, take the highest.
21.
Perfect. You guys are feeling great. The chain is a bit warmer than you would like, but at times even you're able to kind of relax your hands for a moment and hang there a bit. You're feeling very confident, even enough to do that, where you hang there just with your legs locked in place to let your hands cool off before you start attempting to go further on the chain. You make it another 15 feet, so 30 feet now up the chain. You got another 20 feet to go or so. You're feeling confident, though. Let's go ahead and get one more.
Oh, no. Okay, I thought it was a 19 at first, but it was upside down. It's a 16.
Okay. She's killing it with these checks.
16.
How about you, Call? What do we got?
16.
16. Absolutely. The last 20 feet of the chain is pretty breezy for you guys. It's not too difficult. You are able to make it until you are able to now touch the creature. So you put your hand on the scales of the creature, you're able to get a lot better balance. The lava and the craggy sort of exterior of this thing makes for a lot of really great footholds. You do want to be careful, as you're not 100% sure how resilient it's going to be to being stepped on and climbed on and things like that. But you guys make it to the creature safely, so well done. The scales, the actual exposed scales of this thing are it's a little, it almost feels like a plastic in a way. It's like a rough plastic where it's very smooth for as far as like materials of this world would be. You know, a lot of things are made out of wood, they're made out of metal. Those things have a certain amount of what's the good word for it? Like roughness to it, where it'll catch on your hand. But this creature's natural scale is very kind of smooth in and of itself. It is warm, but it's not unpleasantly hot. So you guys are able to dismount off of the chain. You probably, now you have a bit of an option. It's up to you what you guys would like to do. You could either climb 20 feet higher to get to the top of this thing, of one of the crests, we'll say, or you could descend the 30 feet down to one of the valleys. 20 feet up, you have a lot more distance between you and the lava, but it'll be a more difficult challenge to get there. 30 feet down will be a lot easier for you guys to climb, but you're much closer to the lava.
I mean, we've been fairly close to the lava this whole time. Can we see any ticks in the valley from where we are at this moment?
Sure. So let me see here. Yeah, you guys don't even really need a roll for that. In your immediate area of, we'll say, the 10, 15 feet on this creature that you guys can readily see right around you, you don't see anything moving. You do see down in that quote-unquote valley, the beginning of it. It sort of slopes down that 30 feet, and then it plateaus out for quite a distance before it starts to rise back up into, I guess, the neck of the creature. Down there, you do see a bit of movement. It's hard to see, though, against the sort of blackened and gray exterior of the creature.
Okay. I don't know.
Do you think
Carl,
you see some movement?
I know you can see. I know that you can make the climb up there, but personally, I think I'd rather deal with the heat very quickly than have to worry about climbing that and then, carting ourselves back over on the rope. Sorry, the chain.
Sure, we can take the trough. I think we should
Let's
be
get
fast.
low.
We should be fast. Trust our instincts. Let's get it done. We're not here to dilly-dally and have a conversation. We're on the back of a giant beast. We're going down.
It's true. The absurdity of the situation has begun to sink into you guys as far as what the fuck you're doing out here, overlooking an ocean of lava, riding on the back of a giant lava worm serpent, and extracting blood from ticks to save a dwarven kingdom. Good job, guys. So give me one more athletics check to go down the 30 feet to the valley of the character, we'll say. Or the valley of the beast.
14.
I've got a 12. I'm descending.
Okay. Yes, that's going to be enough for descending. If you were going up, that may have been a bit more difficult. You may have run into some complications. But going down to the valley of the creature, a lot easier than trying to climb up. You guys make it down. It's not as easy as climbing the chains were. For you, Mendax, Call, you are still in a rage. It's probably getting close to the time that it's done. It only lasts for 1 minute. Is that right, per rage? How long does it last here?
Yeah, it says 10 rounds, 1 minute.
10 rounds, 1 minute. Okay, yeah, so we're getting close to the end. Climbing up took a while. So you guys climb down. You're now in the valley. And you see probably another 10 feet in front of you guys, a bit of movement in like one of the jagged kind of crevices, we'll say, of the exterior armor of the creature. So again, just to try to explain the environment here, it almost looks as if it is like a... Have you guys ever seen a lava field, like a dried lava field, where there is just like sharp stones cutting every which way? There's a lot of good footholds, but it's also a little bit difficult to traverse.
Oh, yes.
Okay, excellent. So yeah, 10 feet in front of you is where you see some kind of movement. Whether that is one of these ticks you need to find or not, who knows?
I would like to advance ferociously. You said it's 10 feet in front of me?
Yes, 10 feet in front of you.
Is my rage still active?
At this, it'll be active for maybe, we'll say, the first round of a combat, if you were to immediately move and try to engage whatever this thing is.
Well, I would like to move and sort of engage whatever this thing is.
Okay, fantastic. So you pull out the rapier and you advance forward. You're not here to mess around. You are here to get this job done and get the hell out of here. You have a clear and present sense of the danger that you guys are going to be facing if you take too long. You move forward. 10 feet is enough for you to get there, but on this terrain, we'll say your speed is going to be halved. But you have a 30-foot movement speed, so you actually have a little bit of extra you could have gone. It wasn't too far away. In the movement was coming from a bit of upturned rock and stone, the lava, the magma rocks, or whatever you want to call them, the lava rocks, essentially. It's kind of down beneath the rocks. It's not like up on the surface where you guys are. It's closer, probably on the scale of the creature. How do you want to try to attack this, Call? You would have to probably just try to stab through the rock, which might cause some damage to the rapier itself. Or do you want to try to get some stuff out of the way?
Could I use a tail attack and go around it?
Go around it. So, just to explain it again, to make sure you're standing in front of you. There is, think of it like a pile of rocks, and this thing is underneath the pile of rocks.
Oh.
Yep.
Could I not just
But you could
stab
use it
into it?
You can, but depending on how well or poorly you roll, you might damage the rapier, as you're essentially stabbing it into a pit of rocks, which swords are not super great at. If you're fine with that, then go for it. I just want to tell you some of the consequences of your actions before you do them.
I gave you that rapier freely. You use it how you want to.
I could use my way of the demon, form of the demon, and sprout a very large spiny tail and penetrate it.
Absolutely. You could try to like smash your tail down into there. Absolutely. That's one of your class features now that you've chosen the way of the demon.
I'm a goddamn
Would you like to
crazy
do
bird. I'm gonna hit it with my tail. Blah!
All right. Absolutely. So almost as if all of a sudden, so this is the end of your rage, you're able to do this. So that last action, you form almost it's like a blackened, smoky tail. It almost doesn't seem to have a form so much as it's just, yeah, it's not like a solid form, we'll say. It's more translucent, shifting in and out. It's kind of hard to focus on. If this is the first time you've ever done this, you're kind of aware of your ability to do so, and you kind of almost like a scorpion dart down with this tail into the mass of rocks. Go ahead and roll me a d20. It's going to have a bonus to its AC because it is pretty protected by these rocks, but let's see if you can do it.
Shit! A 4.
All right, so you, first time using this sort of attack, you're not as practiced with it as you are with your ex-halberd, we'll say. You're not quite able to pierce through all of the rock and stone that's there, but you do clear out enough of an area that you see shifting from the small pebbles of the area that you demolished, essentially. And you see almost what looks like the back of like a very dark, stony-looking crab. As it kind of shifts around and the rocks now are moving a bit more violently as you freak this thing out. That is going to be your action, though. Mendax, what would you like to do?
I had a question.
Oh, yes, go ahead.
Can I only do that once per day? That was the thing?
Once per rage.
Once per rage?
Yes,
Oh.
once per rage, you can activate your form of the demon. When you enter a rage, you can transform, manifesting a natural melee weapon. Each time you rage, you can choose whether you do, like, the bite attack, the claws attack, or the tail attack. Yes. I think technically you do have to pick that at the beginning of your rage, but all good.
This rage is probably over anyway.
It is now over, yes.
It was a good rage. We tried.
Yes. Mendax, what would you like to do?
Do I have clear vision on this tick?
If you're trying to line up for, like, a ranged attack with,
Yes.
like, a bow and arrow, no, you do not.
God damn it. Okay, well then I would like to rush forward to get closer.
Okay, you do so. Again, difficult terrain, so it's about half of your movement speed, but this thing is close enough. You can get up there. You see the sort of indent in the sort of rocky debris, and you see, again, beneath the surface, closer to the scale, almost as if it's latched on, is what looks like the back of a stone, like a stone black crab.
And how close am I now?
You're right next to Call. You're like right on it.
I could pick it up?
You could try.
Okay, I'd like to try to pick it up.
Sure, go ahead and roll me a strength check to grapple this thing.
I'm going to grapple the fuck out of this little tick. Let's
Okay.
go.
Little tick may be not the correct word.
How big is it?
It's pretty large.
Oh, wait, when you said stone, how large is this?
That's a good question. This thing is
I'm still going to
probably...
pick it up.
Yeah, this thing is probably about 3 feet in diameter.
And it weighs more than Mendax?
That you probably won't be able to find out until you try to pick it up.
You know, it might be light. Ticks are it could just be large, but light. Fuck it. I'm going to try to pick up this tick and show its underbelly to Carl so he can stab it with a syringe.
Sure.
That's my goal.
Go
Let's
for it.
Do it.
Strength check.
And it's a natural 20.
Whoa!
Alright, with the +1... that's
So
it.
if this doesn't and +1, so yes, a 21, and I swear to God, okay, if this doesn't work, then nobody's picking it up. I'm gonna feel like those idiots at Disneyland trying to get the sword out of the stone.
Okay, let's see.
Whoa! I'm trying to get my own rage on.
You're a very strong rogue.
Who the hell is that strong ass rogue?
Mendax the
Mendax
Tiefling is that
Tiefling
strong
is
ass
the
rogue.
Strong-ass rogue.
Amazing. Sorry, I need to pull up the stats of this thing. Grapple is an opposed check. It has a will to not want to be grappled. But let's see here. Okay. Ooh, alright.
Oh shit.
What did you get? 21?
I got 21.
Damn. Alright. Yes, you whether it's lacking judgment or just some insane idea that came into your mind, you're able to sort of like wrap your arms around the edges of this thing's shell, essentially. That's like the best way to describe it. And you pull, and you feel like a sickening pop and squelch as you pull this tick up.
God.
And what you see, it's not like a normal tick that you've seen before, kind of, I think 6-legged, whatever it is, right? This thing is almost like an upside down dinner plate with like a needle that comes down through the bottom of this thing. That it seems like that's how it latches on to the magmalisk. So as you're pulling it up, you're essentially pulling this needle-like thing outside of this creature, and these long spindly legs start to push against the ground and freak out and kind of try to grab. And you see that there are these hooks that go down each one of its legs, and that is probably how it's hanging on to this thing. So yeah, you're able to pull this up. It's not fully like up and out of the creature yet, we'll say, but you are actively now like holding on to it.
Okay. Is it, do you see a good place to shove your needle?
Do I see any
God.
openings in the armor of this thing where I could apply the syringe?
Yeah, the underside of it would be probably pretty good. You like, again, just to go over the explanation, think of dinner plate, turn it upside down, giant needle that comes outside, and then in like that inner ring, there are like legs that spindle down almost in like a hook-like fashion to grab around this thing. Give me a nature check call.
If you vomit on the back of this goddamn magma disc.
9.
Well, 9. All right. Your knowledge of ticks is not vast, but it is enough to understand that they drink blood as their primary meal. And they usually store the blood in some kind of sack, basically. And you don't really see anything on this creature, so you've got to imagine that it is like the blood that it's storing is in like the top shell. The shell part of it looks very difficult to stab with this needle, but the underside you could probably stab into it and get some of that blood.
Well, then I would like to, as you said, stab some of that and to get some of that blood.
All right, and you shall do so when it is your turn, because our buddy the tick gets to try to go. It is being coerced off of its meal, and it is not a fan. It will try to break free of your grapple. Give me another athletics check, Mendax.
I swear. It's a 19 again, I swear to God.
All right, so Mendax brought her cheater dice today. Fantastic.
And, okay, this is a die from Cobra, so...
Oh, okay, so
Thanks,
Cobra
Cobra.
Venom. Yeah, I see how it is. You are able to keep hold of this creature as it tries to dive back down and latch on to the more soft surface, we'll say, of the creature. But yeah, you're able to keep it up and out. So call onto you.
Well, I would like to, as I was saying, before I was interrupted by this tick's futile attempt to break the grapple, I will stab beneath it to get into the sweet spot.
All right, absolutely. So, yes, you essentially take this giant syringe and stab up into the underbelly of this tick, and you begin to extract the blood out of this thing. The liquid that fills this vial is like, it's crimson in color, but it's basically like glowing crimson. It's like its own light source, and it's actually very bright, which makes sense from what you guys saw earlier near the harpoons. You are able to fill up one of the vials completely from this tick, and you see the shell carapace of this thing begin to slowly deflate as you extract the blood from it. As you're doing so, this thing does lash out with its legs. It is being actively attacked, and it is not a fan. It is going to try and attack you as a response call, as you're in a bit of a precarious situation. So let's see if it's able to do any damage to you here. 1 second. What's your armor class there, Paul?
17.
Oh, god damn. All right.
Oh, yeah. You think
All
I was
right,
joking
so,
when I said thick-ass bird?
I guess not.
Because that thick
Um,
bird.
2 of the legs are able to find some kind of purchase, essentially, on your arm. One of them is kind of ruffles some of your feathers as it doesn't bite into your skin with those jagged hooks that are attached to its legs. The other one, though, does, and it will deal... God, fucking useless ticks. 5 damage.
In your stupid tick faces.
Oh,
Alright.
that's down from 48 hit points. I'm hurt.
Careful, Carl. You can only take like 9 more of those.
Yeah, yuck it up.
He's going to kill us.
You have filled up one of the vials completely now. What would you like to do? The tick itself, the carapace of it looks very deflated. It's not as enlarged as it was before.
It's
We'll
not
just
quite
lean into it.
as engorged.
Yeah.
So you could.
You've taken all the blood.
Could you not just place it back down where it was? Where it
It's
go
a little
about its
bit limp.
business?
Yeah, I'll just set it right back down where it was.
Yeah, you start to loosen your grip on this thing, and you don't have to let it back down. It will forcefully sort of propel itself back onto the hide of this creature. Like, you gotta look at like the needle that was coming off of this thing. It basically looked like a metal needle, and when this thing just slams back down into the creature, the magmalisk itself makes no sort of movement. It just doesn't care.
Right. Well, that was quite successful, and we didn't even have to kill it.
As a bonus action, I would like to give Mendax a crisp high five, just real quick.
Absolutely.
All right, go ahead and roll me a coordination check. Can you both just roll me a
Oh,
d20?
I rolled a 2.
Oh, I
Alright, well,
rolled a
she-
16.
I was gonna say, if you both roll the same number, it'll be like the high five to end all high fives. So it was a
Oh,
pretty good high
damn.
five, but it like wasn't the best high five you've ever done. It's okay though.
We'll do better next. When we're not on the back of a magmalisk in a lake of lava surrounded by, blood-sucking giant ticks, we're gonna high five so hard!
Yes!
Indeed. Give me a perception check from the both of yous.
Solid. Wait, do I have any bonuses? It's a 13.
15.
Perception. Oh, it's a 14 now.
Okay, and what was yours, Call?
15.
15. That is going to be good enough. So, you guys start scanning the horizon. You're looking around just from where you are here, trying to find any more movement in the stones. You see probably about 30 feet away, Call, there's another brief movement in one of these stacks of stones.
I would like to go investigate this movement in the stones.
Fantastic. We'll go ahead and pause where you guys are, and we're going to go back to Nigel. Nigel, I hope you haven't tuned us out all the way here.
Well,
but
right
you and
now I'm sitting in the kiddie seat in the back of the boat, and my legs are swinging, and I'm humming to myself, and I'm wondering how long Mum and Dad are going to leave me in the car park. Honestly,
got you. Well, you and Stumpy have been just kind of idle chit chat here and there. If you have any specific questions for him, you can use this time to ask him. If there was anything in particular you wanted to know, is there anything you wanted to ask him before I move on to what I was going to do?
Stumpy, have any visitors that aren't quite as used to the heat? Have you ever seen any of them die from how bloody hot it is here?
Well, die? Yeah, I think so.
Fantastic. Well, I think you might find your second one if they don't hurry up and get back here. I am
Oh,
not
I'm
made
sure they're
for
doing
this
great.
climate. Where I come from, it's much cooler. And this is absolute hell. I don't know how you live here.
Well, Stumpy was born here. Stumpy will die here. I'm sure that's the way of the world.
Well, you made stronger stuff than me, Stumpy.
We're just made out of different things, Nigel. That's all. Stronger, softer. It's all relative.
And you guys will, just chat about random stuff. You have a couple, random questions about the locale you're in. You use this opportunity to kind of prod and question one of the locals who seems very familiar, and you learn about the history of this environment and how eons ago this used to be a lush green forest, but then one of the dragons of the time scorched this area in some cursed fire, essentially, and began all of these eruptions and changed the area forever. And the dwarves, with their mastery of the earth, sort of moved in and made their way into one of the most fortified positions in the entire world now, which is Tolkarabad. You guys are having a fairly pleasant conversation, actually, but he interrupts himself and he starts sniffing the air.
Oh, no. Not today. Oh, damn it all.
And he's sniffing ferociously.
Oh. Damn. Nigel. We're gonna have to move, boy. Grab one of those oars.
What is this?
And he's gonna sit back down in his seat and kind of push you down next to him and point at the oar that you were grabbing before. He'll go,
Jesus, not again.
It only happens once, maybe every 3 years. It's the worst luck that it would happen today, though. Gods, why today?
Jesus. All right, I'm going to pick up the oar and once again try and work this ridiculously heavy and arduous task. What is it? Is it? What can you smell?
Rain.
Rain?
and yeah, with that, you will see in the sky kind of a different formation of clouds than the black smoke that's been sort of billowing in the air and filling up the area. And you do kind of see some flashes of thunder. It's lost in the general noise of the area around you, but very quickly, within maybe just 10, 15 seconds or so, you begin to feel the slightest pitter-patter of rain. Just legitimate rain. Nothing crazy about it. Not acid. It's not raining fire. It's just straight up rain. But Stumpy is freaked out, man. He is paddling this oar as hard as he can to get you guys as close to the Magmalisk as possible. And within maybe just another 20 seconds or so, it begins to shower pretty steadily. Now, rain normally wouldn't mean anything, but you guys are in a literal ocean of lava. And the lava around you sizzles and cracks and hisses at every droplet of rain that hits it. You can see sort of black beads almost forming and dropping down into the lava as the rain begins to accumulate now and is starting to crust over the ocean of lava that you are in. You guys are rowing as hard as possible. Give me a strength check, actually. And we'll call that, I think that would be an athletics here. Yeah, give me an athletics check.
2 + 1 is 3. Quick math.
Okay, quick maths. You're not doing very good. Stumpy is essentially pushing you guys forward, and it is all that you can do to essentially just try to keep the oar that's in place, and keep you guys from careening off into one direction. But it's not going very well, and you guys quickly begin to turn instead of move forward towards the Magmalisk. Soon enough, though, you realize that you're not being pulled by Stumpy anymore, and that the Magmalisk has begun to move in a significant way. The crest of the Magmalisk that you guys had harpooned into is now beginning to lower down, and the entire serpent is beginning to shift slightly and move forward in through the lava as it is visibly now pissed off at the rain that's happening to it. So we'll come back to you in just a second, Nigel. Mendax and Call, go ahead and give me acrobatics checks to see if you can keep your balance here.
9.
Okay. How about you, Mendax? What'd you get? Oh, I think you are muted. Sorry. Oh, you're muted
So
still. There you go.
I got it. They rolled a 2 with my +7. That's a very 9.
All right, so you both fail this check. You're not able to stand upright. It's very difficult to even just keep your balance normally. But now a sudden burst of movement, as if you were standing on like a skateboard and someone kicked it out from underneath you. You guys fall back. Call, you take 4 damage, and Mendax, you take 4 damage as well as you fall back onto some of the sharp rocks and cut up your back and your sides.
Oof.
Oh, ow.
But more concerning than even the pain is now you guys are being propelled forward at a fairly alarming speed. The Magmalisk is moving, and you feel the rain hitting your face, and you quickly make the correlation between the two that the Magmalisk is pretty pissed off at how much rain is happening right now, and it's going to try to relocate to a more temperate area for it.
Oh, shit.
So we're just holding on for the ride.
You're able to try to stand back up. It is very difficult for sure, as now not only the difficult terrain from the rocks and the jagged, sharp kind of, lava rocks, but also now there is a movement factor involved. It's not sidewinding super quick by any means, but it is fast enough, and the speed at which it's being propelled forward is alarmingly fast.
But can we still see that spot of rocks where there was movement with another tick?
You can identify where you thought that movement was. Now, however, the rocks have all shifted. A lot of the rocks begin to sort of fall off as the movement pushes the loose stone from its body. The peak, we'll say, that you guys harpooned onto is now on equal level with you guys, and all of the lava that has that was condensed on that side is essentially split off and has fallen into the sea below.
Okay. So can we see any other indentations or movement that look like it could be a tick?
Go ahead and give me a perception check. We'll give you advantage on this one.
Okay. 14 and a 2s, but no, so it's a 15 because I have a +1, so 15.
Okay. What did you get, Call?
Do I get advantage as well?
Yes, you do also have advantage.
So that's 9 for the first.
Mm-hmm.
And a 7 for the second.
Okay, so Mendax, you're able to spot now behind you guys where most of the lava rock has fallen off of this creature. And as I mentioned before, the actual scales are more rust red, vibrant red, and the rocks on it are blackened. The ticks, the top of them, however, are like a stony gray. So behind you, you do see a few black spots, essentially, of where the ticks are. And the nearest one is about 15 feet now behind you guys towards the harpoon.
Cole, there's one back there. Do you see it behind us?
Oh, yes!
Okay, we've got to get these shits fast. I'm heading over. I want to start over there, so I'm going to try to stand up, but crouch. Keep my center of gravity low and make my way over.
Okay, absolutely. As you guys move the distance to this tick, we'll go ahead and we'll make these acrobatics checks. As you are moving on what would essentially be like a train.
Okay, 17 plus 7, so 24.
6.
Okay. All right, Mendax, you are very quickly able to match the rhythm of movement, essentially, and adjust your balance necessary to make it over to this tick very quickly, very easily, very skillfully. You're much more practiced at this than Call is. Call, you kind of try to brute force your way there, but that's not the method that you have to use in order to keep your balance. You don't have any sort of pikes or anything that you can stab to keep your balance, so you have to rely on your coordination. And whether you're just not able to get the rhythm of the movement, or whether you stumbled, you actually about halfway there have to lower yourself to the ground and grab on in order to not be whisked off of this thing. So, Mendax, you are at the tick. Call, you're about halfway there, and you need to hang on for a moment. We will quickly go back to Nigel. Nigel, you and Stumpy have been paddling for your life. Give me one more strength check to see if your situation has improved at all.
I'm digging deep, and I've got myself a roll of 7 that time. Athletics again, or strength?
It's going to be athletics for this one. So if you have any bonuses there, you feel free to apply.
+1, so 8.
Okay. Yeah, that is not good enough, unfortunately, to really have any sort of coordination over this very heavy and large ore. Stumpy quickly realizes, though, that you guys are being pulled, essentially. So he'll turn to you, he'll go,
All right. I don't think we need to row anymore. He's going to do all the pulling himself. Hopefully I threw those harpoons in strong enough and they'll hold. What we need to do, though, is steer. We're coming into a pretty precarious area where there are more rocks and stones that jut out of the lava. Do you feel up to the task, Nigel? I'm gonna need your help here.
I'll do what I can, but I don't have anything near your strength. Tell me what to do.
yeah, so what he'll explain is,
All right. I'm gonna take the oars out and we're gonna put them on the back of the boat, and you'll be able to steer that. Need to go check those chains, though. I thought I heard some snapping. If I fastened them tightly enough to the front of the boat. Here, take this.
and he'll again kind of push you to the side. He's trying not to be like rude or anything, but he's trying to do this very quickly. And he'll lift the 2 oars up out of the lava with his, again, pretty incredible strength, and turn to put them on the back of the boat. There is a bit of like a rung that's there that looks like it can, it's for steering, only for like usually like team competitions, you would say, where there's like 6 people rowing and 1 person steering, and they're not as coordinated at it. So he'll say you need to grab essentially those paddles, and he'll try to make his way to the front of the boat. So go ahead and give me an athletics check to, I guess, basically keep hold of the paddles as you guys are being pulled through this lava.
3.
Oh, 3 total. I thought there was maybe something after that. Got it.
That's
Okay.
it.
Got
I
it.
didn't get
That's
the magic dice. This is what happens when I don't buy the dice off Cobra. Okay.
I got it. Give me a dexterity save. So that is in your saving throw. You got a +2 to that.
Yeah. Are you kidding? Oh my. Yeah, that's a 4.
Okay, 4 total. It is all that you can do to manage to hang on to one of those oars, as almost immediately as you grab on and you try to hold both of them, one of them is ripped out of your hand very quickly. You are not able to reach out fast enough to grab that oar from slipping into the lava, so one of them is just straight up gone. You do, however, now have 2 hands on the other oar. Give me one more athletics check.
Oh jeez.
Come on, Nigel.
14.
14. Now with your improved grip on just one oar, much less to manage, you are able to hold on to this one. There's no like rocks or debris in the way at this moment, but you use that check essentially to hang on to that oar as you guys are being pulled at an alarming rate behind the magmalisk.
And basically,
Stumpy.
so are we
Go ahead.
using the so the oar's kind of like a makeshift rudder, right? Like
Yes,
sticking it in this
exactly.
rung and okay, yes. All right.
You got it. Perfect boat terms, which I totally knew. I just decided to not use them at the time. Stumpy makes his way to the front of the boat, and as he does, you hear 2 snaps of the chains that were attached to your boat as they rip off now from the harpoon. Stumpy is able to grab onto them, however, before they fully kind of leave you guys stranded, but he now has to stay there, both chains in hand, essentially holding on and keeping you guys attached to the Magmalisk. So the steering is going to be left up to you entirely, Nigel.
Shit.
Awesome. Let's head back to Mendax and Call. Mendax, you're at the tick. Very similar setup. It looks like it's unbothered through all of the events that have happened. You get a much better look at it now. The top carapace of the tick is pushed almost flat and flush to the scaly exterior of the Magmalisk, but its legs sort of it's almost like spider web like as they point out in 6 different directions and latch onto it with its hooks. So you can see scales are kind of upturned, and these hooks have been like inserted essentially to keep hold.
Okay. Can I don't think I can lift it up again while this thing is moving. Not in that same way. Can I take out my dagger and cut off as many legs as possible?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you just have one dagger, or do you have 2?
I have 2 daggers, but I'm going to just use one at a time, I think, and keep my other hand on the back of the tick for stability.
Okay, sure. That sounds good. That'll give you definitely a little bit of a bonus to your acrobatics, we'll say, to stay hanging on here. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Okay. 14.
A 14. Okay, you are definitely able to hit. It's a stationary target, so it's not very difficult. But again, the movement is making this a bit harder than it would normally be on a stationary target. You go ahead and give me some damage. How much damage did you do?
Let's see, 1d4 plus 3. Ooh, 7. So it's a 4 plus 3, 7.
Okay, yeah, you're able to cut off one of the legs of this creature. So one of the legs kind of almost like cutting loose a rope from a boat that's moving very fast, kind of just flips off into the distance, like immediately taken by the wind, and is just rolls off on the back of the Magmalisk and into the lava, essentially. But one leg down. Call, you are feeling confident enough to try to move forward again. Give me a acrobatics check.
Who's that acrobatic bud? Ah, not the most acrobatic. 9.
All right, you are able to make it another 10 feet before you feel the similar uneasy and unsteadiness of the Magmalisk's moving. It began to sort of, you guys hit one of the bends of its movement, and that throws you off balance. Again, you have to stay low to the ground and clutch on to whatever you can nearby to keep you steady and on the back of this thing. So that is going to be your turn. You're about 5 feet away from Mendax at the moment,
I'm having
and you're
trouble,
hanging
Mendax. This thing is moving a lot.
Don't worry, Carl, I got this. Just don't stick yourself with anything.
I'm hanging on.
Well, I will just keep in mind that Call has the syringes in the vials, so you kind of do need him for at least one part. All right, Nigel, back to you. Stumpy is like wrapped these chains around his arms, and his muscles of his forearms and his arms are bulging. You can essentially see the heat it's seared his skin a little bit, but it doesn't look like it's bothering him one bit, as he is just holding on as hard as he can to keep you guys attached to the Magmalisk here. The wind is rushing. You hear him say something, but you can't make it out. It's too loud. All forms of communication between you and Stumpy are going to be too difficult to do. You do, however, see in the distance probably what Stumpy was yelling about, as there is just a kind of a jagged peak that's coming out of the lava right smack dab in front of you guys. Give me an athletics check to try to dodge out of the way.
That's a natural 20. So 21.
Fuck yes, my friend. Absolutely. You are able to sort of just pull the rudder to one side, as hard as you can, and whether you hit a looser patch of lava, or if you're just getting, in fact, stronger, Pig, you are able to careen the boat off to the right side of the peak, dodging it easily. You have a wide berth between you guys. You are in no danger of hitting this thing.
That is a very wide berth over there.
That's well done. Give me a dexterity save.
Yeah, that's a 14 plus 2, 16.
Okay. You are able. You're pointing forward. You're looking ahead of you guys, right? Trying to keep an eye out for any of these peaks or rocks or anything in the water, or the lava, rather. Excuse me, that you need to avoid. You see a fairly large flake of stone lava chip off the side of the Magmalisk, and you're able to dodge out of the way quickly enough for this thing to avoid hitting you smack dab in the middle of the face. But you are very quickly awakening to the danger of this situation. Not only do you need to keep an eye on the rocks and debris in the lava, but also any that might chip off of the beast itself.
Holy crap. Part of me would... How long do you think it would take me to get off a minor illusion cantrip?
Let me
quickly
see
pull
here.
the oar in, because I don't want to risk losing the rudder, but I would... it's not the highest priority, but I'm kind of wanting to judge the risk of whether or not I feel I'd be able to pull that off.
With your 21 athletics, in order to dodge, you do feel that you could essentially shift your entire body weight on the rudder, and pull the oar out of the lava. And while leaning on it, you do feel like you could get to your wand and cast whatever minor sort of spell you needed to. Go ahead and give me what you want to do, my friend.
All right, I'd like to kind of wedge that up against my body, then quickly free up my hand so that I can, of course, caress my wand. And I'd like to create a minor illusion. I can't actually see Mendax or Carl right now because they're over in the valley of the creature, right?
They are a far distance away. You can make out what you think are like the outline movements. You can see pretty far. I mean, you're not thousands of feet away from this. You're fairly close, but
I thought
it is a little
be
difficult.
over the kind of crest of the part of its body or something like that.
So the Magmalisk itself has flattened out in order to move through the lava at a quicker speed.
Ah, okay. All right, well, what I'm going to do is I've got a range of 30 feet on this, so I'm going to create a minor illusion sound 30 feet directly above me, and it's my own voice shouting, "Get the fuck back to the boat! Shit's going bad, now!" And that's it.
Okay.
I'm going to go back to frantically wrestling with this oar while Stumpy Spider-Mans the boat with the chains kind of hanging around him, so... I'd like Stumpy to have some limbs left at the end of this.
Absolutely. Let's see here. Do you want any? Let's see. Is it sound or image? Yeah, it's one or the other. It's not both, huh?
I can actually do both, I believe, because I've got the improved version of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
because
Do you
it's my
want
School of
any?
Magic.
Do you want any image with this as well, or just the sound?
Actually, that is a good idea. Since you've prompted, lovely DM, there's going to be a big, giant, glowing red arrow pointing down at the boat.
All right. Absolutely. Call and Mendax, as you guys are sort of you're wrestling with the beast, will say, you see off in the distance towards the boat, which you now realize is, of course, being pulled along, a giant sort of blinking red arrow that's just pointing down, very kind of bobbing up and down slowly. And you hear, well, the exact words that Nigel said in Nigel's voice.
Uh-oh. Something's going bad? I guess it is raining, which is...
It looks...
That's actually nice.
Everything's going bad.
Why is this bad? It's hot. This is great. I feel better.
I don't understand.
Well, it sounds like Nigel doesn't, so we need to get this blood and get the fuck off the back of this shit beast. Sorry, godlike magmalisk.
Don't you make fun of my magmalisk.
I would like to.
No, I love him. He's fantastic, but at the moment he's being a bit of a shit beast.
I would like to gently
We
pat the
all agree.
magmalisk a few times in case its feelings were hurt.
Okay, I will do
You
that.
do
Like,
so.
sorry, Maggie.
It feels consoled.
Excellent.
What would you like to do? It is still raining, and it's raining actually pretty hard. The scales of the magmalisk, steam begins to rise up from where the rain is hitting it. It evaporates almost instantly, but you can see that glow from underneath the skin is becoming a lot more faint. It was much more vibrant when it was sitting happily and nicely in the lava, but now you can still see the glow, but it is faint.
Okay. Wait. Carl, do you think you can make it over here on your own if I start hacking off more legs?
Think I can hold it down? Who do you think I am?
You're not. He's not even over here yet. He's still holding on.
I'm pretty close by.
Right? You're-
He's 5 feet away, holding on now.
Yeah. Are you going to make it over here? I think if you could make it over here and pull this little bugger up, I can take the syringe and shove it into the belly.
You want me to pick this up?
Sorry, say that again.
You want me to pick it up?
It's breaking up for me. I'm going to assume you're saying absolutely.
Carl's coming in fine for me, so I think it might be on your side, unfortunately,
you need me to
Mendax.
pick
But
it up? Raise it up. Take
You want
that
me to
bug and
lift it up?
lift it on high, like Simba.
this is really actually reminiscent of the difficulties in communicating you'd be having due to the rushing wind. So this is intentional. This is on purpose. It's very atmospheric. Oh, I hear typing.
That was my typing.
I will go ahead and be the mediator, though, the translator, I guess.
Thank you.
Call has asked if you would like for him to pick up the tick.
Oh, absolutely, yes. If you could rush over here and pick up this tick, that'd be wonderful.
Call, did you get that? Or do I need to translate?
No, I heard it perfectly.
Wait.
Okay,
Okay, he can hear me. It's just him
Check.
coming in. It's
Yeah, I guess so. Yes, so that's the plan, I guess, is that's the dream, is that you could get over there and pick up the tick.
But before I do, I would like to do one of the things that I do rather well.
Oh.
Oh, yes. I would like to channel my inner demon burb.
Okay.
Ooh.
So that I am extra strong and powerful to lift up even the heaviest of objects. Ah!
All right, excellent. Call, you enter your rage once again, and we'll do it correctly this time. What is the form of the demon you would like to take? The bite, the claws, or the tail?
Let's do, if I do the bite, can I bite the blood out?
Can you bite the blood out?
And he suck out the blood and spit it into the next vial.
I'm gonna go with no.
Can he repeatedly give this thing a very angry hickey, sucking out the blood?
I'm gonna go with that's not gonna work super well.
I'll still go with the bite form as an option.
Okay, you're gonna go with bite.
Yes.
Understood. You're 5 feet away. You're gonna give it another try to close the distance between you and the tick that's on the back of this gigantic old snake.
Acrobatics?
Yes, sir. Let's see it.
16.
16. You close the distance with ease. You're now starting to get a hang of traversing the back of this creature, although the rain is not helping. You make it up the 5 feet. Are you going to try to pick up the tick?
Yes.
Give me a strength check.
With advantage.
And actually,
Because I'm in a rage.
It's an athletics check. Now that I've looked up the proper rules for grappling, it is an athletics, so you have advantage because it is a strength check.
$13.
Okay.
And a 15.
Okay, and is that with your +3 to athletics?
Yes.
Okay. 15. Let's see, actually, I get an opposed check here, so one moment. All right. The tick is not able to maintain its hold on the back of this magmalisk here as you pull again this creature out from the nice cozy home that it's made for itself and hold it into the air. You can now get a sense of exactly how long this needle is. It looks like it's about 4 feet in length in total. And it just stabs into the belly of this creature. So, Mendax, you're now able to get a clear shot at the underbelly. If you take the syringe from Call, you will have to load in another vial.
Okay, I would like to do that. I'm going to load in another vial. Take the syringe, load in another vial, and penetrate as deeply as I can.
All right, you do so, and you begin to extract the blood out of this creature, again filling up another vial. So you're able to quickly deflate the carapace and take from it the sweet, sweet magmalisk blood that it was storing for itself. Again, that glowing crimson, almost again living in like some nature, has a life of its own. It's not just being moved by you jostling the vial, but it seems like it almost has some kind of movement and life or mind of its own for a moment. Second vial filled, 1 to go.
I would like to put...
Yes, all right, well, we're done with this one, Carl. Have you ever thrown a frisbee?
What's a frisbee?
It's like a little disc, like a discus. You ever throw a discus? Let's see how far you can get this thing.
Oh, you want me to throw it? All
Why
right.
not?
I like the
Or you
sound
can
of
put it
that.
back down, I guess.
That sounds fun.
I would like to throw it like a...
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and give me a what would we do for that?
Strength.
Yeah, sure, fuck it. We'll give it a strength check. You're throwing something.
Who
That
the
makes
hell is
sense.
that strong ass bird? Okay, that was bad. Okay, that was the same as bad.
What'd you get?
I don't want to talk about it.
All right, well, let me know.
6.
And what would the plus to that be? Because this is an attack.
It's an attack?
Yeah.
I thought it was a...
You're throwing a creature. This is an attack.
I rolled a 6. Well, it was a 3, but +3 for my strength.
Okay, got it. Yeah, you are able to chuck this thing. It's not as nice to throw as a frisbee is. So it doesn't like propel itself a great distance very quickly. Nigel, give me a dexterity save.
Alright. That is a 16 plus, I think it's a 2.
Oh my god.
All right, so the quote-unquote frisbee, as we'll call it, kind of catches wind in the wrong direction and turns almost into a sail and a dart as opposed to a nice gliding frisbee. As it's propelled through the air now, you are able to dodge out of the way once again. Give me a... No, you rolled a 16 dexterity save. You're able to keep hold of the oar as you have to shift and twist your entire body out of the way before this needle-like creature stabs through your chest, essentially.
Sorry!
It hits the lava behind you and with a hiss and a sizzle as this thing dissolves into the hot liquid.
Sorry! My bad. It was a nice idea.
It was a nice idea. It was
That was
a nice
heavy.
idea.
I didn't expect it to catch the wind like that.
You know, it wouldn't have happened if you'd been on the fucking Magmalisk. Just saying.
Oh.
I'm going to shoot a firebolt straight in the air in frustration.
All right, you do so. And you just fucking pop off one of those firebolts. It makes you feel better somehow. Back to more pressing matters for you, though, Nigel. As you narrowly avoided death through being stabbed by a giant needle dart, you now have to turn your attention back to the debris that is popping up in front of the boat. Go ahead. There are 3 pillars that are kind of up and out of the lava here. Do you want to try to evade to the left or to the right?
Well, I've talked about it many times on this show, and the ancient wisdom says, when there's no difference between the two that is clearly discernible, always go left. So we're going
Awesome.
left.
Give me an athletics to get yourself to the left.
That's a 15 plus 1, 16.
Okay. Yes, you have certainly gotten the hang of steering this thing. You understand the theory behind, how steering a boat works with a basic rudder system like this. You have practiced a little bit. Your boating skills have improved since your adventures in Lakewood. You feel more confident as a helmsman of a craft such as this. Whether that's all just disillusion that's in your head, or if you are actually getting that good, who really knows? But regardless, you're able to shift yourself to the left. Now, the path to the left is a very interesting and fun one, as it sort of shoehorns you to have a direct sort of course on a bit of a sloped piece of rock. So it's sort of a rock that it's rising out of the lava in a sheet-like, almost ramp sort of fashion. So go ahead and give me a dexterity check to try to hang on to the boat as you guys are going to be jumping the jet ski.
All right, that's a 14 plus 2, 16.
16. You shift your weight to the back of the oar and grab the seat beneath your legs and close your eyes tightly as if muttering a prayer, essentially. You feel the difference in ground immediately as your boat scrapes against the rough surface of the stone and your boat is launched out of the water. You don't know how Stumpy's doing. You assume it's doing pretty well because you guys are continuing to be propelled forward. You hit the lava with a slam, and some of the bits of lava splash into the boat. Nigel, you're going to be taking 8 damage as lava splashes onto the side of your leg and sears your skin, ruining one of your pant legs.
Ooh.
Ah!
Yeah.
Not again! How many bloody pairs of pants am I going to go through?
I've got one more pair.
Oh my lord. Are my shoes okay? You didn't say anything. They're okay then. They're fine.
I didn't say anything. You don't ever bring it up. Don't ever bring it up. You are able to grit and bear the pain as you feel the searing sort of sticky globs attached to the side of your skin dry almost instantly from the rain that pelts the boat and you and Stumpy. So you have essentially like a rocky carapace that's formed on the side of your calf that is extremely stingy and painful, but you're alive and you are able to continue forward. Ow, indeed. Call, Mendax. 2 out of 3 vials done. What's the plan?
Get that
I
motherfucking
can
third
scope
vial.
out. Yeah, we need that third tick, baby.
Oh,
Let's
yes.
go.
Alrighty, give me a perception as the rain is starting to come down a bit more a bit harder rather, and you guys are having a difficult time seeing.
I've got. Wait, do I have a +1 on this? I think. Yes, I have a 17 then. 16 plus 1.
I can't see shit.
Okay.
My
What
perception
did you
is
get?
5.
5. All right. You're fairly confident, Call, that you're still on the back of the Magmalisk. Mendax, you do see another 20 feet into the distance, another tick that is adhered itself to the side. A quick scan of your surroundings, you do see that the lava ocean, so now it's much darker. The light from the lava ocean has decreased significantly as the top layer of lava has now formed over into a blackened crust. Where the Magmalisk is sort of moving its way through, it's creating these shards, essentially, that are rising up out of the lava, which is making Nigel's job even more difficult than it was before. You guys get the sense that you need to hurry. Go ahead.
Okay. Carl, 20 feet! Over there!
Where?
Let's go! Let's go, go, go! Oh, so I'm going to stay crouched, but I'm going to make a rush for it.
I'll just
Okay,
follow
acrobatics.
Mendax. I can't see where she's indicating.
Oh, that's right, yes. Can I
No
put my
problem.
hand out and guide him? Just grab his hand and pull him along
I
with
mean,
me?
I can see you, Mendax.
Oh, okay then. Never mind. Just
Okay.
don't touch my hand then. Fine.
Acrobatics from each of you guys.
You're the one who put your hand out. Oh, I've got a groove now. That's a 20.
I've got
Alright.
a 9 plus 7, so a 16.
All right, you guys are able to traverse the distance in one fell swoop. What did you get, Mendax, again?
16 total.
Okay. Carl, you feel confident. You have your footing on the back of this creature, and you're able to use the slickness from the rain to sort of slide your way the last sort of distance over to the back of the tick here. What's the plan? What are you guys doing?
You find the slickness, I'll show the quickness. Gonna get another tick. I'm in my beast mode, bite mode. I can see the area
Then
where
get
the
up out of
rocks are doing the
business.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah. Hawk out.
How about I
Let's
just
go.
bite the motherfucking area? Just ow!
You know what?
You can try.
You bite the fuck out of that tick. I think it was looking at you weird.
I'm an angry bird. That bug was looking at me funny. Ow!
That thing gave you the side eye.
Ow!
I saw it.
All right, give me an attack roll.
That's a 19, motherfucker.
All right, yeah. So I think your bite is in fact piercing damage even. Yes, it is. You stab in your beak. Your beak has transformed with your rage again, almost like a shadowy skin that exists over and extending outwards, formless, but still present. And where that shadowy exterior hits the back of the tick, you pierce through its stony carapace and create almost like a pool of blood, and you can see that glow rising up. You chomp into it, and you regained 4 of your hit points. That's what your bite does for you. Give me the damage roll, which is 1d8 plus 3.
Is this a D8? No, that's a D12. This is a D8. I've never had to use a D8 before. Give me a second.
Yeah, no worries.
That's a 7.
A 7.
Yes.
All right, so 7 plus 3, 10 points of damage
Ow.
to this. Yeah, and you regained 4 of your hit points. Mendax, you see an opening now straight to the, we'll call it bloody goo that is the inside of this tick. What do you do?
I quickly take the last vial, put it in the syringe, and shove it down. Just go right for that red spot. That cherry red spot.
Okay, some of the blood kind of splashed out, and Call consumed some of it with his bite. There's not as much as the last tick, where you had a very clean entrance and exit to the creature, but you're able to fill up half of the vial.
Okay. Ooh, all right, we're halfway there. Carl, we have to do this one more. Can we do it again? But like, suck a little less. I don't mean overall, but specifically, just leave a little liquid in, okay?
It tastes pretty good. It has a little spicy to it,
Like a cinnamon spice, or like a pepper, a chili spice?
It's a pepper spice. Definitely pepper, not cinnamon.
Interesting. I would have thought it was more of an autumn flavor.
Do you see any more?
No, we need one more. We need to get at least one more tick.
Give me a perception check.
You should have spit.
I can't.
Oh, fuck
I can't
me,
see
it's a 1.
here.
Well, it's a 2. It's a 2, I'm +1.
Okay.
7.
You guys do not see any ticks nearby, as the rain is not letting up here. You rolled a 7, right, Call?
I rolled a 4 plus 3 is 7.
Oh, you got a total. Okay, you got a total of 7. That's what I mean. Sorry. You don't see anything, but you hear a peculiar sound. One that is the unmistakable snap of chain. Nigel, we'll go back to you here for a moment. The steering of this craft has become increasingly more and more difficult, as the pool of lava is now really scaled over from the amount of rain that's been coming down consistently now for about the last 2 minutes or so. The darkness, or rather the light from the lava, is all but extinguished, as what was once a very almost flashlight environment, a very vibrant area, is now toned down to darks and grays, and it's even harder to see. You hear the snap of chain, and a fragment of one of the chains that Stumpy was holding onto flies past your head, as you're in a very precarious spot for any of this debris that's coming by. Stumpy's arm is sort of hanging loosely to his side, but he's still holding on to the other chain that is attached to the magmalisk. You can tell, based on the length of chain that's left, he didn't let go, but the chain gave out. You're not sure how much strength is left in the other chain, as you imagine with your very kind of your knowledgeable background, we'll say, the very rapid heating and then cooling of metal, if not done in a proper fashion, can make metal much more brittle than it usually is.
Yes. So it is quite an urgent situation. I'm not really sure if there's anything I can do to hang on. I mean, we're basically just going forwards. Stumpy, are you all right? Your arm looks a little messed up, mate.
Yeah, you can see from his arm, the chain has essentially seared and fused itself to his skin. You don't know if the rain has diminished his resilient properties, but you definitely see he's taking more damage from that heat than before. He doesn't respond to you, as he's taking all of his energy essentially to hang on to that last remaining chain. Do you want to move from your position at all? Are you staying put? You can give me an athletics check. If you roll really well, you'll be able to influence where this boat goes, but right now, all attempts to try to maneuver around, it's just kind of futile.
All right, fair enough. I'll just pull the oar into the boat,
Okay.
so that it's not in the acting as a rudder anymore, and I'll run over and try to help Stumpy with the other chain as much as I can.
Okay, how are you gonna help him? What's your plan? Do you have any specific tricks, or are you just gonna go for?
I think the best way to visualize is, have you ever watched like 4 people change a light bulb at once, and one of them does stuff, and other ones look like they're trying to help, but they really don't know what they're doing. And that's essentially my strength compared to Stumpy's is that's a candle to a roaring bonfire. So I'm trying to simply aid him with the chain with his right arm that's still good, but I'm immediately kind of looking at him and going, Stumpy, what the hell can I actually do here to help with this?
He is gritting his teeth as it's taking all of his energy just to hang on to the chain that's remaining. I mean, it's a tremendous amount of force. It's an act of strength, the likes you've never seen before for this dwarf to hang on to this and essentially pull you guys along with this Magnolisk here. You also have to marvel at how solidly the harpoon has got to be stuck into the side of that thing. He kind of is gritting his teeth again, and he's not looking at you, but he's wincing. You can see the pain that's kind of streaking through his face. He goes, "Don't know, Nigel. It's so bloody cold."
So bloody what? Sorry?
Cold.
Cold. Okay. So I'm going to try and unravel the chain from his left arm if possible, because that's still kind of wrapped around his arm, you said, right? Or is that actually fused to him?
So it's his right arm is the one that's kind of hanging back. It's not like flopping like the entire arm is broken, but you can see it's at least numb to the point where he's not really in over control of what he's doing there. As you go to inspect the chain, yeah, it's fused. It's essentially pressed into his skin, almost like clay. Right? It almost looks like his skin is melded in with this chain.
Hot damn. This is a situation that my expertise offers almost no help with. I've never felt like a more useless wizard than today. Feats of strength and dexterity and fire being a bit of a problem. So he said he's cold.
Mm-hmm. He said it's so bloody cold. He's not complaining about the pain in his arm. He's not complaining about the difficulty of the task. He's complaining about how cold it is.
Is he for real? I don't understand much about dwarf physiology, but I mean, it's still pretty hot out, right? Like, so what's the temperature change been in the air?
Significant. I mean, it is raining. Again, the lava has shelled over. You wouldn't call it cold by any means, but it is certainly a lot cooler. A lot cooler. Yeah, I mean, significantly cooler.
Okay. Because it's actually raining so heavily now, I guess, right? It's actually stopped. Initially,
yes.
It would have been a lot more steam coming up, but now it's kind of dampened the whole top of the lava to a certain extent, right? That it's
correct.
Kind of covered it in almost, yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. So the heat from the lava is all but dissipated at this point, and your bodies, you guys are wearing clothes, they are now soaked completely all the way through.
Why don't you just shoot him with fire?
All right. Thankfully, this boat is made of what appears to be stone or something like that. So, yeah, I'm going to create a bonfire about 5 feet away between him and the bonfire inside the boat, just using a create bonfire cantrip.
Yeah, absolutely. You are very easily able to create this bonfire instantly as the heat sort of radiates from there. Again, you can make it whatever sort of appearance you would like. If you want it to be just like a normal fire, that's fine. You can add whatever spectral images you want if you're feeling particularly creative. But the heat that emanates off of this, let me take a look here. Okay, yeah, so it fills up a 5-foot radius. So essentially in the middle of the boat, yeah, you create this roaring bonfire. And Stumpy, are you next to Stumpy, or are you going to be on the opposite end?
I'm next to Stumpy. Well, is it? How wide is the boat? Because I'm hoping I can still move around the fire to the other end of the boat in case I do need to steer again.
You'd probably be able to skirt around the fire. I mean, if you did that and it was totally dry.
More to one side of the boat, the bonfires, to try and keep like, the walkway on the other side clear?
Yeah, you could. We'll say that's fine. We'll say that's fine. You can create a wide enough walkway. You won't be able to just like easily move through it, but you can press yourself up against the back some and move through without getting damage from the fire. You're also soaked, so that gives you a bit of built-in resistance to heat damage. Stumpy though goes,
Oh, yes, Nigel. I don't know what you did. More of that. Give me more of that.
and you see his vitality sort of kind of pick up again, as heat is certainly what this dwarf is craving.
All right, fantastic. I mean, that can last up to a minute, but I'm basically just going to, whenever needed, simply kind of renew it, as it is a spell which I'm able to basically spam out as a cantrip.
Okay, absolutely. I don't think I'm trying to see if this gets anything happens with water on this. Oh, magic bonfire. It'll last for a minute. Yeah. So no, this thing will last for a minute. The rain doesn't seem to really be doing too much at all to it. And Stumpy seems to be doing a little bit better. We will move back now to Call and Mendax. Your efforts to spot out another tick around you has failed, and you hear again that snap of chain and look over to the harpoons, which are about 10 feet away from you. One of the chains is sort of waving like a flag off of this thing and slapping up against the side of the magmalisk. One chain is still taut and is still hanging on.
Well, that was half our escape. I guess we should hop to it then. Do you see any?
Yeah, we need to find another one.
I don't see anything. Do I see anything? I would like to look around.
Sure. In order to kind of get a better sense of the area, you're going to have to move. So do you want to move further back, we'll say up the magmalisk, or closer to where you guys came from?
Do you mean where we came from initially? Like, if we go past the harpoon, like in the direction of the harpoon, but go past it, then that's where we have not been, right?
So I'll do it like this, and it should make it pretty easy. You guys are a bit past the harpoons now. Do you want to go further towards the tail of the magmalisk, or do you want to go closer to the head of the magmalisk?
Oh, head or ass? Which would you prefer?
You guys came from the head area.
Let's go to the back.
Okay, I say ass all the way then.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead and give me an acrobatics check.
17.
Okay. Call, what do you got?
20.
20. All right. You guys are able. How far back do you guys want to go?
Until we can see one.
Yeah, I'd just continue moving. You shouldn't go all the way to the arse just right from the get-go. So I think we should go gingerly at first, but keep our eyes peeled.
Sure. So you have a max movement of 30 feet. You want to move 30 feet towards the back?
Yes, unless there's a bug on the way, then we would stop.
Okay, absolutely. We'll say that you guys, you move your full 30 feet without seeing a bug. Give me another perception check as you're moving, though.
18 for me.
Okay.
18 as well.
Okay, 18 as well. As you're moving back, you see towards, again, it's essentially within that 30 feet that you guys moved, kind of at that max distance of your movement. There is another tick that is latched onto an area there. It looks like its hold is less solid with all of the rain that's happening.
Well, let's get it.
Let's go.
We're on the clock here.
Are we not biting this? Oh, I guess we could try to stab this one. We only need half a vial.
Up to you guys. I'll say that you did your movement action, so if you want to do an attack, you can certainly try.
I can only do that bite thing once per rage, so.
No, that is not true.
What?
You can do it as many. You can do it as you can only choose whether it's the bite, claws, or tail once per rage. So you can't just go, okay, bite, claws, tail, bite, claws, tail. But you chose bite.
You can say bite,
you
bite,
now have
bite,
access.
bite.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Oh, that's good.
It does take your action, so I mean you don't get like your regular melee hit with it, but it's still very good. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not
so you
familiar
get it-
with how to use a rapier, so I would like to bite it.
Absolutely. Give me an attack roll. Yeah, give me an attack
I'm a crazy bird.
with a +3 from your strength.
Do I get an advantage?
No.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
Oh no.
What'd you do?
I got a 1.
Perfect. Give me a damage roll.
A D8.
Yep.
A 2.
A 2. All right. So, you go to stab once again with your beak at this this tick, trying to create a well of blood, essentially, for you guys to take the rest that you need. You overshoot it. In fact, you don't do minimum damage. You're doing maximum damage, and you pierce this creature and create an opening that's too wide. All of the blood spilling out and become mixed with rain, essentially. It's unusable for you guys.
Shit!
Shit.
Sorry.
Fucking damn piss. Oh well, it's fine. There's a shit ton more ticks around here, and it's not like we're on a time, short time frame.
We are in a short
Yeah,
time frame. This is bad. I'm sorry. We need to look for another one.
I was trying to be positive
Alright.
for you, Carl. Yes,
It's my first day doing this. I haven't figured it out yet.
Give me another perception check. Let's see if you guys can see anything near you that might be able to fit the bill.
Ooh, I have such excellent eyesight. It's a 20, natural 20 plus 1, 21.
I rolled a 1 again.
I see all the things.
I rolled a 1 again. I can't see anything that's happening.
It's because
Okay.
you have all of that blood in your eyes. You went too deep.
Mendax, with your 20 plus 1, your excellent eyesight, you see no ticks in the area.
Mother of shit balls. Is there still more room to the arse?
Oh yeah, you guys could probably walk for another couple of football fields before you reach the end of this thing.
I say we keep going. There's nothing around here, Carl. We have to keep looking.
All right, Nigel, we'll head back to you, my friend. Stumpy is hanging in there. The fire seems to have helped, but he still keeps muttering about how cold he is. You can see his the muscle underneath his skin almost looks as if it's tearing in some places, as he is doing everything he can to hold on to this chain. It's literally everything he's focusing on, pushing past the excruciating pain he's got to be feeling. Is there anything you'd like to do?
I'm once again going to just lend my meager strength to helping him with the chain.
Okay.
Similar to when a toddler helps their father, pick up a heavy object, and they're kind of putting a finger on it and going, "Yeah, this is contributing." It's
Sure.
Yeah, I'm
Give
also
me
going
a...
to. Yep.
Oh, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I'd like to also cast another minor illusion, just to renew the gigantic red flashing arrow pointing down above the boat, to make sure that's there, and I'd like there to be just kind of like a booming hurry.
Absolutely. So that same red arrow appears to you, Mendax and Call, as this booming, godlike voice appears from essentially the darkness that says, "Hooray!" Just in very loud, booming fashion.
We know!
Nigel. Nigel, before we go back from there, you feel that similar connection from Goop once again, as you get a similar spark from when you guys were in the spider cave, and from when you were able to direct it to heal Mendax. It does a similar sort of movement with its arm, and it opens the cavity essentially it has, and it takes out one of those records again, pops it in the top of his head, and clicks it into place. And you hear the all too familiar chant of Goop. Beat-up, boo-wop-bop, boo-wop, beat-up-bop, boo-wop-a-da-beat-a-wop-bop-bop. And you see kind of a green, almost spore-like in nature glow going around Stumpy, as the tearing from his muscles looks like almost unnaturally they reach back out. Like you can get a really almost disgusting clarity picture of what's going on underneath the skin layer for Stumpy, as his arms are just so strung out essentially, and you see the muscles begin to sort of reattach themselves. Whether that makes a difference to Stumpy or not, he doesn't seem to make too much of complaint. It certainly isn't hurt the situation.
Good job, Goop. I knew you'd come in handy after standing there for the last several hours and staring at us. Good job, boy. And I'll pat him on the head.
Yeah, you pat Goop on the head. It stops with its little chant in the same manner that it did back in the spider cave, and emotionlessly just kind of looks ahead. Stumpy is still kind of gritting his teeth and bearing the pain of essentially his arm being ripped off of its shoulder, almost.
I don't know what you did, Nigel, but I feel a lot better. I'm still so damn cold. Get the fire closer.
All right, I will. I'll renew the bonfire, and I'll just move it a little bit closer towards him, just another 5 feet closer to create a bit more heat there for Stumpy.
Okay, it is pretty hot for you, as you are very close now to this fire. His arm, in fact, is now reaches out and sort of submerges his loose arm in the fire, and you can see the vitality sort of rush back into his body, as it almost looks like he draws energy from the flame in some way. You can see his skin; it's not glowing necessarily. But the muscle seems to relax more in his arm. He seems to be able to move his fingers once again, as he just rests his hand in the fire.
I'm going to also be like, keep up the good work, Stumpy, and I'm going to shuffle around the fire and move to the other end of the boat to put some space between it and me, because I'm actually enjoying being a wet, cool boy rather than a sweaty, disgusting, about to die from heat exhaustion boy, which I was for quite a long time before it started raining.
Absolutely. You hobble your way to the back, as the side of your leg again is covered in sort of the slag stone from the lava that splashed into the boat. The sting is a painful reminder of the experience you had already. We will go back to Call and Mendax. Colin Mendax, you don't see anything in the area where you guys are. What would you like to do? You're 30 feet away from the harpoons.
No way but forward. Let's keep going toward the butt. You're muted.
Okay. Oh, yeah, Mendax is muted.
It's okay. I was just repeating "but" over and over again in a melodic fashion.
But.
All right, if you're going to continue to the tail end of the magma list, give me an acrobatics check from each of you to see if you're able to keep your balance.
Colin Mendax, the acrobatics. Sorry.
I've got a 15.
I've got a 19. 'Cause I'm
Okay,
a quick bird.
you guys are Yeah, you guys are able to proceed further back down to the tail. Give me another perception after you move 30 feet down now.
I just cannot see shit today.
I've got a 12.
6.
At 12.
6.
You don't see anything in your area.
Mother fuck balls.
Amen.
You
Okay.
start to get worried about moving even further back. You don't know how long that first harpoon is going to hang on. Yeah, you can if you want to.
I mean, is it possible that we missed one? You know?
Yeah, sure.
on the
You
way
don't
back?
feel like super confident about your how well you've scanned the area. You can't see damn near anything. So you're able to perceive a very short amount of distance with how heavy the rain is now coming down. So
I mean, I do
yeah.
thi- it
Yeah,
could
it's
be
totally
dangerous
possible.
to focus solely on the arse.
Everything about this mission is dangerous. Not a single
an
thing
excellent
has been
point.
safe since we set
That's
out
an
from
extra-
here.
or can we just take a half movement and just go half the distance
Yeah.
and go 15 feet,
Yeah,
search
absolutely.
around again?
Yeah, you can go 15 feet. That's fine.
Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go 15 feet and look around again.
Okay, call. What do you want to do as well? Same thing?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, both of you move 15 feet. While they're moving, Nigel, give me just a straight D20 roll. And make sure you unmute yourself before you let me know what you roll. Oh, I don't know if Nigel can hear me.
It's a 1. Is that what it is?
Sorry.
No, no worries. Just give me a straight D20 roll. No, you're not doing a check or anything.
Yes,
We're just rolling.
I've
Oh.
already rolled it. Carl actually just summoned it quite
Oh.
accurately. Yes, it's a 1.
Excellent. Okay, Mendax and Call, go ahead and give me your perception checks.
I rolled and I got a 21. Nat 20 plus 1.
Perfect.
19.
How about you, Call? 19. As if by fate alone, you guys happen to move the 15 feet and land smack dab right on top of one of these ticks. That is not the only thing you see, as a bit of chain kind of flies off past your guys' heads. And what you can only assume is the other chain. Nigel, let's head back to you for a moment before we go to Call and Mendax here.
Still.
You hear audible straining from the front of the boat as Stumpy kind of yells out,
Oh, Nigel, it's going to give, my friend. I've got nothing for this.
I can't force the chain to hold on. And sure enough, very quickly and abruptly, your guys' boat stops in the middle of this lava field. You guys once again, you see a bit of chain debris kind of fly past you as you see the chain that's welded on now the left side of his arm. He once again did not let go of the chain. The chain broke. The heating up, the constant cooling, and just the speed at which this creature is moving is too great for the chain to hang on. You guys are now dead in the lava, essentially, as your boat has completely come to an abrupt stop. You might as well be on land at this point with how much the lava has cooled down and scaled over.
And we've still got the magmalisk still moving at a steady pace.
Yes, almost like you're stopped in front of a train. Put it like that. You guys are probably a solid 20 feet away from the carapace. You can see. Actually, I don't know. Can you see? Let's give me a perception check. It's raining very hard. We'll see what you can see.
And I've rolled a 4. Perception is +2, 6.
Yeah, you see the magmalisk that's moving in front of you. That is about it. You lost track of exactly where Call and Mendax were. I mean, you as a character know they're about 75 feet rather towards the tail, but you as a player know that. You as a character, unfortunately, you're not exactly sure where they are.
Stumpy, is it possible to get rid of those chains and to harpoon it with the final harpoon. Do you have any strength left?
Stumpy, in the meantime, seeing that both of the chains have broken, he essentially has collapsed. He has fallen back and is now laying his entire body in the bonfire that you have summoned. He is panting, breathing heavily. He is moments away from passing out. You don't know if he even registers what you said.
I'm not sure if that's quite safe. You're in the fire, Stumpy. That's super hot. That I would literally die if I stood in that.
Yeah, he's panting and breathing. His skin isn't crisping or anything, though. You don't see anything like that. So it looks like he's okay.
Fascinating and fantastic. I'm going to give him a minute to calm down, and yeah, I guess once again I'm just going to create as high as possible to project a loud booming voice, and I'm just going to go, "The harpoons have broken. We don't have any way of getting you back to the boat. We're gonna slowly row after you and try to get close enough for you to jump."
I will let you adjust this if you want to. The Magmalisk is moving at such a speed that rowing, there's absolutely no way you can get close enough to it in that amount of time. You know that. Like, you see the facts all before you. You guys are staying put where you are for a solid amount of time. And the speed at which this thing is moving, within a minute, it will be out of range of you guys easily. The entire creature. So if you want to adjust what you said, I didn't give you that information beforehand. Feel free.
You're probably going to need to get off before it decides to go back under the lava, because otherwise you'll die. I don't know how much up we'll be. We're already fading off into the distance, and you can hear my voice getting softer right now because it's going so fast. And oh shit, that's about as much information as I can share.
Okay. Well done to keep the boat alive, though, Nigel. You had some stellar steering, we'll call it, and some quick thinking with Stumpy. Call and Mendax. Yes, you hear the words of Nigel. In almost like the beginning of a Doppler effect, you can hear the words getting closer, as if the sound itself is stationary, but you guys are moving. If that makes sense.
Okay.
You have 2 actions before you are out of range of the boat. You have 2 turns. 10 seconds.
All right, it's go time,
damn.
Mendax.
Wait,
Carl's gonna lift it up. You're gonna jam it in.
done. Dunzo Lorenzo. I've got the third thing in the syringe. Lift this bugger up.
I shall. Is it a strength or an attack?
It's a strength check. You're doing a strength check. I will do an opposed one for the tick to not get raised off the ground. What did you roll?
There's a 14 plus 3. With the rage, we get another.
No. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see.
That's 2 rages.
It is. Yes, it is a strength check. It is an athletics, technically. So you do get advantage on it.
The other one was worse.
Okay, so what did you get total?
I think it was 14 plus 3.
14 plus 3. All right, so 17 total for you. Yes, you think that the chill of the air has weakened this tick's hold on the Magmalisk itself. You pull it up very easy.
Strong bird.
Okay, I stab into it with the syringe, and suck on out that blood.
Yep, you do so. You're able to fully fill the 3rd syringe. You only needed half of the blood, anyways, so it was pretty quick. That's 2 actions down, 2 to go. You guys hear in fact, Nigel's sentence that he said is still going. You now definitely feel that your momentum is shifted, rather. Your position is shifted. You're more dead on with where the noise is coming from. Just in that quick 5-second period. What would you like to do as your last action?
Is there anything in our immediate vicinity off of the magma list? Like, is there an outcropping of rocks we could potentially try to jump to?
I mean, like I mentioned before, down on the down on the surface of the lava, which has now kind of crusted over from the rain, it's created almost like jagged, sharp rocks that are jutting up from the ground, where the magmalisk has moved over and shifted the ground.
Does it look like the sections that he hasn't shifted could support our weight?
Maybe.
Oh god damn it.
I mean, it looks like rock down there. You certainly don't know how thick the layer is. So, I mean, that is nothing. I'm trying to give you everything I can, but there's no visual representation of that available to you, I'm afraid. Think quickly, or I will make your choices for you.
Oh shit! What you got, Carl?
I have an 8-pound. Actually, I'm looking at the weight of the things. Basically, this is all happening very fast.
Yep. You've got one action, we'll say, basically. You got one choice you can make here before you are very far away, and then we'll have to think about a different scenario.
Well, I could test to see if it'll hold weight by dropping a heavy item onto the ground. Like where there used to be lava, but it's crusted.
That is not a bad idea. The speed at which you're moving with the sort of density of rain will make it difficult to see. Not impossible, but it will be a difficult check in order to see what effect that had on the lava crust below.
Mandax, I'm gonna drop a heavy item
Carl.
off the side, and we're gonna see if it holds weight.
Yes, let's do that.
All right, I have this chest. It's a large chest, 25 pounds. I'm gonna throw it over the side. Keep your eye on it. See if it sinks. That'll tell us if we can hold our weight. So I will throw it.
What is it?
It's a 25-pound chest.
It's a 25-pound chest.
It's just
when you
part
say
of
chest,
adventuring gear.
Like a lockbox?
Yeah, it's a container. This is part of my my being an outlander.
You carry around a chest with you?
I didn't say that it made sense. It's in my inventory. You can check for yourself.
Yeah, I believe you. I'm sure you wouldn't make that up.
Not
what is it made of?
Bro.
What is it made of?
You're acting like you've never seen a large chest before. What is this?
Well.
He's seen your mom. Oh, sorry.
All right, Mendax dies.
No, you've seen his mom. It wasn't your mother.
You're talking shit about my mom now?
No one's mothers. Not a single mom was spoken of today.
No.
I have to imagine, and it doesn't. I have the description of this specific chest pulled up here. That if it's only 25 pounds, it's probably made of wood. All right, go ahead. If you want to throw it, you can throw it.
Fuck.
Oh shit! It's going to burn, isn't it?
But if it burns but doesn't sink, then that's still fine.
That's true.
I'm throwing the chest. This is the heat of the moment.
We do weigh considerably more than 25 pounds.
Okay.
Fuck it, throw that chest. We didn't even use it. You weren't even wearing it.
You throw the chest over the side. I don't know if you stored any gear in there or not,
No.
but I guess you didn't, because you didn't mention that you did. Yeah, you throw it over the side. Both of you give me perception checks at disadvantage.
13.
At a disadvantage?
Disadvantage, so 2d20, take the lowest.
Yes, I got an 8.
13.
Plus 1.
13. The rain is too thick, and it comes. The sheets of rain obscure your vision too much. You lose sight of the chest as you throw it off. You do not know if it has sunk or if it stayed intact. Nigel, give me a perception.
Sorry, there's some industrial drilling going on.
No problem. No
That's
problem.
a stop.
Thank you.
That's a 19 roll. Perception, you said,
19.
Right?
You see an object falling off the side of the magmalisk. How far away would you be? You're not too far away, actually. So you can see that it is a chest that shatters upon hitting the ground.
Oh. Cool.
Do with that information as you will.
I'm going to stand up and I'm going to take out one of my trusty rocks that I carry everywhere, and I'm going to catapult it directly at the ground outside the boat.
Okay, you're using the spell catapult.
Yeah, I want to see just how solid the ground is and how deep.
Absolutely. Give me. Let me just take a look at catapult real quick here.
Just a first level spell slot. I won't bother using the second level.
Sure. That's fine. Flies up to 90 feet. I'm just. Okay, you deal 3d8 damage, right? So go ahead and give me that damage roll.
Awesome. Okay, d8. So that's a 6, and a 6. Okay.
Nice. Cool. Fucking metal, my friend. Well done. Yes, you do a total of 18 points of damage to the ground. The rock that you have that was in your hand is vaulted with extreme speed into the crusty earth. It sinks in at least 2 feet before the beginnings of what looks like a bit of light begins to shine through. It's not hit the lava, but you can see maybe another foot, maybe half a foot or so, that this is it's probably about a 3 foot total, but it didn't hit all the way through. The impact was lessened essentially by the newly formed lava. It's not perfect. It's not, immediately dense. There's air layers in between, so the cushion was pretty extreme for your catapulted rock there. We'll go ahead and pause you, Nigel, unless there was something real fast you wanted to try to do with that information.
I'll just kind of tentatively start walking around outside the boat and just testing the ground while trying to mention it to Stumpy, but we can come back to that.
Absolutely. Call and Mendax, you guys have waited too long. The boat, which was not really in view for you anyways, now that I'm thinking about it, is even further away. You can feel the speed at which you're going. You know that if the boat isn't moving, you are quickly getting out of range of it. What would you like to do?
Carl.
Yes?
Aim for the bushes?
For the bushes? It's a lava field. I don't see any bushes.
We'll say that's the only conversation you can accomplish. Because again, you are taking very fast actions here. What would you like to do? If you want to talk more, that's fine. You will just be onto like the next kind of segment.
I didn't see the chest land. You didn't see it either?
I didn't see it, no.
Okay, you're even farther away.
You want to say fuck it?
You know what? I've got some fuck it in my system.
All right.
Okay, you're even farther away.
Oh, fuck it. I'll go first. You have the syringe. You have the vials. I will go first. If it can't hold me, it definitely can't hold you.
Okay, you're even farther away.
All right. I would like to give him one side of my rope, and then I'm sliding down this fucking magmalisk.
You're gonna slide down?
Wait, no, I'm not. I'm fuck this shit. I've got fuck it in my system. Should just vault myself off the side.
Okay, so you jump.
Well, yeah, because I didn't want to do it behind. Behind, it's all broken up and shitty. So you have to go jump far enough out that you're not going to land on the sharp rocks.
That seems smart to me. I like it. So you're gonna jump.
How high up are we? Because you didn't save one on a crest or a trough.
Yes, that's true.
So the you are now like it's the magmalisk's body's length essentially. So you can think of if this thing is like a snake essentially, it has like a diameter, partially submerged in the lava, earth crust stuff, whatever you want to call it. You are about 20 feet off the ground.
Oh, I'm jumping.
Okay, jump. What about you, Mendex?
I'm jumping. You jump, I jump, remember?
All right. Let's see here.
This is going to be a very short campaign.
Both of you, give me athletics checks.
Oh, god damn.
I love you, Mendex.
For acrobatics. Okay. I've got a 14.
Okay. Call?
Athletics?
Athletics.
10.
10. All right. You guys say whatever prayers you would like to and make whatever religious symbols you need as you swan dive off of this serpent, essentially. You are able to jump far enough out that you think you're going to avoid most of the rocks, and you quickly start careening towards the ground. Give me a dexterity save to try to stick the landing.
Okay.
20.
15 plus 3, 18.
Awesome. You guys do the old tuck and roll as you try to lessen your impact on the ground as much as possible. You are not immune to gravity, however, and it will still hurt quite a bit to land on rock. You each take 19 damage.
Oh! My knees hurt. That's
I think you're both still alive, though, so...
No, I'm not. I'm at 0. I had exactly 19.
All right, so as you roll as well as you can, you roll as well as you can. But again, rock is rock and falling is falling. There's only so much you can do to pad that damage. You realize, well, no, you don't realize anything. Almost instantaneously. Yeah, you hit the ground, your body tumbles and rolls, and you're kind of laid out on this earth as you're knocked unconscious. Call, that hurt.
Yes, it did.
But besides that, you're doing all right. Neither of you are immediately submerged in lava. You do feel the area that you landed in sort of begin to depress and crunch underneath your guys' weight as you hit the ground very hard. You feel the warmth of the lava underneath your feet, but it's not an unbearable heat. It's just warm.
So I have a technical question.
Okay.
I have the purport of wound closure, and it says it has attunement. Does that mean that it only applies to me? Or
you got it.
So it's like soulbound, basically.
It is soulbound unless... So the way that you attune... Some magical items require an attunement to use it. That means you have to essentially bond with that item. It takes you one long rest to attune to an item or unattune to it.
Okay,
so if you long rest, you could unattune, give it to someone else. They do a long rest. They can attune to it.
So that
but
means
it's not like
can't use it now.
It's not a fast...
Yeah.
No. Well, you could use it for yourself. You cannot use it for someone else.
Right. Got it. Okay, well... I'm gonna pick up Mendax. I'm not a doctor. Can I not give a healing potion? Let me see if I have one. Equipment. Healing potions. It says I have one. Does that stabilize someone who's down?
Healing potions, getting any amount of health gain when you are knocked unconscious, I believe, immediately does stabilize you here. I don't know if it brings them back from being unconscious, though. But it will, I believe, at least stabilize them.
It's okay, I can carry her.
Okay, so are you going to use that healing potion to do so?
Yes.
Okay. You move to Mendax, who is flattened out against the ground and not making a move.
In a very graceful way, though, right? Ladylike.
Not really, to be honest with you, but you can dream that that's what's happening in your unconscious state. You move to Mendax and you lift her head up slightly to try to give her some of this healing potion. She looks stable. I'm getting some notification from the chat that it might bring her back. And look up real quick here.
I'll take over temporary DM while you consult the rules. So.
Oh yeah,
one of
perfect. You go
Mendak's
ahead.
legs is kind of underneath her body on this weird angle, and her like shoulder is all dislocated, and she's kind of bent over this rock mound, and her hair's everywhere. There's like a bit of blood dripping out the corner of her mouth. It's a real pretty sight.
Yeah, honestly, not the worst she's ever looked. So.
You've seen some shit. It's fine. Goop already resurrected you once, basically. Come on.
Okay. After consulting the rules, it looks like you do get brought back, but everything that Nigel just said definitely applies. Your bones are kind of broken, your shoulders dislocated. You're in a very bad spot. A worse enough position that your healing potion is not going to cure all of those maladies, but it will regain for you. What kind of healing potion was that, Cole?
It just said a healing potion. It said I had one.
All right, you can roll 2d4 plus 2 to see how much health you restore to Mendax.
Potions are good. Potions are best. We're gonna take this potion and put it to the test. 4.
Okay.
First roll.
Okay.
4. Second roll. Call the potion
right.
master. Is out of control.
Absolutely. Maximum restoration as you take, you regain 10 hit points. Mendax, again, you are alive, you're conscious, you're in a lot of pain. You can feel broken ribs. You can feel that your ankle is certainly not in the correct place, and your shoulder is a bit whack. You're not 100% sure you can walk all the way back.
That can't first, thank you for that. Second, I may need your help getting back. Third, we should probably move as quickly as possible. I don't know how long this rock is going to stay rock.
Let's get a move on then. I can either have her like lean on me if she can walk and we can walk together, or I can carry her. Which would you prefer, Mendax?
Yes, I can lean. I'll lean.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you can lean. You can both move, let's say, half of your normal speed as you're both trying to progress, but you don't have to make any checks or anything like that. Everyone give me a d20 roll. Don't add anything, nope, minus anything. Just give me a 20 roll.
1.
11.
I've got a 10.
Amazing. The rain stops. Almost as abruptly as it started, the rain begins to dissipate and the clouds clear up slightly, enough so that you can see the area around you. Behind you, the train that was the Magmalisk is veering off into the horizon. It has made an alarming amount of progress since the time you guys have even jumped off of it. You're almost not, you're not able to see it directly next to you as it's out of that position. You see the boat. It is about 200 feet away.
Shit.
Is there any mountain or rock that is closer that's more elevated nearby?
Good question. Yeah, we'll say that to the left, where the Magmalisk was making its careening passage through, there is a mountain about half of that distance, at least. It might be a little bit more difficult to get to, as you have to go through the path that the Magmalisk created, which includes shards of rock that have pushed up from the ground and a small valley where it was actually pushing through.
But that area is encrusted in its rock too because it was rained on.
I mean, you can't see the valley itself if that is encrusted as well because of the vantage point that you're at and the rocks that are in the way. But you don't see any active lava in that area, not yet.
Mendax, I think that's our best shot. We want to try to go to high ground.
Let's go. Yeah, whatever gets us off this rock as quickly as possible. I don't think it's going to stay rock very long.
Then we shall
Okay,
proceed.
absolutely. Yeah, no worries about that. Give me, we'll say, I said it's 100 feet away. 30 feet into that distance is where the first sort of rocks are going to be from. Go ahead and give me one, let me see, what would be the most appropriate check for this? I think it would be athletics. So we can do call. We'll take your athletics check. Mendax, you can assist.
Okay.
Am I still raging or no?
When did you start your rage? When you were at the tick? You have this distance of rage, and that is it.
Okay, then I get one extra roll,
Okay.
and it's a natural 20.
Okay. And the assistance from Mendax, I think even actually, yes, I think gives you advantage. I don't think it gives you bonuses. I think it just gives you advantage, but there's no such thing as super advantage. It's just regular. So you guys are able to traverse the distance with relative ease. The ground feels stable enough, but now you're up against the sort of rocky shelf. You peer down into the valley that was created. The water that has collected and pooled is quickly dissolving, as there's only maybe a puddle of it left, in almost like a river-like fashion from all of the accumulation from how hard it was raining. From how hard it was raining, you think there should be a lot more, but you feel that the heat is much more intense at the bottom. It is crusted over, though. You don't know if it's the exact same thickness, but you don't see any lava.
Can we jump over it? How wide is it?
Yeah, I'm sure you can. Oh, the gap? No. The diameter of the gap here, or the distance of the gap, is about it would have been the diameter of the Magmalisk roughly. It's about 30 feet across.
Yeah. Well, fuck that. We'll have to cross it.
And don't you dare throw me, because rocks are apparently my nemesis.
If I didn't throw Nigel across an 8-foot chasm, I'm not going to throw you across a 30-foot thing. I don't care if I'm raging or not.
Absolutely. We'll take a pause on you guys real quick and go back to Nigel. Nigel, you took your first precarious steps outside of the boat. The ground is solid enough for you to stand on.
Hey, Stumpy, check it out. We can actually walk around here. And, I mean, I did manage to penetrate the ground a little bit, but it was with one of my most powerful magic spells, and it didn't even get through to the lava. Have you ever walked around on this, Stumpy? It's quite fun.
Ooh, bad call, man. Stumpy doesn't have any legs.
He has no legs.
He used to have legs.
Way to rub it in. Did you enjoy walking on this back when you had two working appendages down there, Stumpy?
He wasn't like a toddler when the anvils dropped on his legs and he had to get them cut off. He was already moving anvils as his job. He must have been a certain...
Look how much fun I'm having doing the thing that you can't do anymore because you have no legs.
We're giving you quite a lot of shit, Mr. Pig, but you don't need to worry. Nobody heard what you said as Stumpy has passed out.
Oh, he's
So
unconscious.
you're in the clear. You're in the clear.
Um,
Close one, though.
well, it's not like he could chase me anyway if he was angry. Like so.
Oof. He's got one harpoon left, so don't tempt him.
So I'm pretty sure with one pinky he could crush my neck. So yeah. Can I see the Magmalisk still kind of making its way off? How...
Yeah, we're in a little bit of like a slight backup, right? So you can see it has cleared you guys, so it's not directly in front of you anymore, but it's not quite completely off into the horizon. You can still see the Magmalisk for the most part, but it is moving along very fast.
All right, If I can't see anything, then I will stay at the boat, because it makes no logical sense to simply walk out in that direction. So I'm simply just going to, once again, we're going to add, some more colors and some fireworks kind of coming out either side of the arrow, and we're just going to basically maintain an illusion above the boat.
Okay.
A big, gigantic arrow pointing down at it, glowing, illuminated, as visible as possible so they can find their way back. But I can't see them. So that's all I can do for now.
Absolutely. You are able to maintain that illusion, and very quickly the rain does begin to let up. You can see the sort of dots of their existence very far off, like I told them, about 200 feet or so. They are quite a distance away from you. Call and Mendax, when you arrive to the shelf, we'll say, of that valley, you see, like, very, very visible, spectacular lights, that arrow pointing, some fireworks going off. Whatever Nigel wants to put up into the air there, he can.
Yeah. So that's about it. Just those fireworks and stuff. But if I can spot them coming back now, so I can actually see them making their way.
You see them making their way. They're not going towards you, though. They're going towards a mountain to the left.
Okay. So I'm just going to get back into the boat and
okay.
Make sure the ore is safe and just kind of chill for now.
Okay. You're chilling for now. No problem.
I'll just check that Stumpy's breathing and that sort of thing, as long as he's alive.
Yeah, he's still in the fire. Do you want to take the fire away before you check him? Or are you just going to, like, visually inspect?
As long as he doesn't look like he's being damaged by the fire, and he still just looks like it's, like, not actually burning him, we're just going to keep renewing the fire, since he seems very happy with that.
Yeah, no, he looks content, to say the least. Again, breathing very hard. He looks extremely ragged and worn out, but the fire doesn't seem to be doing any damage to him.
Okay, cool.
All right, awesome. Mendax and Call, we'll head back to you guys.
Well, let's traverse this motherfucker.
Absolutely. Go ahead and give me, Call, another athletics check. You're not in a rage, but because Mendax is... Well, actually, I don't know that she would be able to assist you. She's more hindering you, in fact. Give me an athletics check with disadvantage, now that I think about it.
I have the worst luck.
All right, what do we got?
It's the worst. It really is. It's a 1.
Fantastic. So 1 + 3 from your athletics. There are technically no critical fails in skill checks, which I guess will save you in this instance. Yeah, you guys try to make your way over this very jagged and rough surface. Tripping, though, and falling. Mendax, try to make a dexterity save, again, with disadvantage, because you are very banged up at the moment here. Call, make me a dexterity save as well, but just regular. No disadvantage for you.
I've got a 10.
You got a 10, okay.
15.
15. Call, you're able to catch yourself before you hit the ground. You grab some of the jagged rocks that are kind of poking up through. You don't take any damage. Mendax, you don't take any damage either, but in order to avoid that, you have to sort of like push yourself forward, and you stumble and fall into the valley, and you're now rolling down until you reach the bottom. When you reach the bottom after, we'll say, a few seconds of rolling, you know, you're very quickly picking up speed. You realize there's no water there now at all, and it is very hot.
Oh, shit. Cole, we do not have much time. You're going to need to get over here fast. I'm going to start scrambling up the side of it. I don't give a shit about my ankle or my shoulder at this point. I'm scrambling up the other side.
Absolutely. Go ahead and give me an athletics from you, Mendax. This is still very difficult for you. If you are choosing to forego your own safety and being careful, you won't take a disadvantage, but you will take damage.
Ooh, I think I have to take the damage. I got to take the damage. I don't have time to think about my safety, honestly, at this point, so 18.
18, absolutely. You're able to scramble up the side. You're about halfway up, we'll say, the next side of the valley, we'll say. You do take 4 damage, however, from pressing and putting pressure on your ankle and not taking care of your shoulder. So you are grinding those bones and popping those sockets in ways that they are not supposed to be.
Grind and pop.
It's kind of like that. It's just a lot more painful. Call. You see Mendax scramble up the left side in a very quick, not a fury, but just she's scared, essentially. And she calls out to you saying that you do not have much time. And much time, indeed, is the time is not on your side at all, as you begin to see the beginnings of this orange strip appearing at the bottom of the valley.
I would like to hurry the fuck up and try to get over it.
Absolutely. Give me one more athletics check, no disadvantage, just to try to make it fully over this this barrier that's in front of you here.
6. My rolls are garbage.
6 total?
My rolls are garbage.
Okay, I'm just listen. I'm
Sometimes
trying to give
the
you every
audio cuts
advantage. I see. You are able to make it across to the other side, but it is not as quick as you would like for it to be. You slide your way down, but need to stop abruptly as the lava now is filling the bottom of the valley at an alarming pace. Would you like to stop at the bottom of the lava and jump over, or would you like to try to pole vault your way as you're sliding?
Pole vault
It is about...
Jump off the side and try to clear as much as I can.
So you're through now the barrier at the top, all of the craggy rocks and whatnot. You're now sliding down actively, and you see that lava is pooling up at the bottom. Do you want to stop your slide and then jump, or do you want to try to slide and jump in one smooth motion?
I have a glorious maneuver that I want to do. Can I hit you with it?
Hit me with it.
All right, I'm gonna understand that this is the most dangerous shit that I've ever tried to do. It's very hot and very dangerous. I have 1 rage left. I could go into a rage. This time, with the long tail that has reach, jump as far as I can. The tail goes over me and tries to stick into the wall like a grappling hook.
Absolutely. You can certainly try to do this. So you're going to slide and jump. There is about 4 feet of lava now. No, a little bit more than that with how quickly. We'll say about a 6-foot gap of lava now between you and the other side. You slide down, and in one smooth motion, you try to jump. Go ahead and give me an athletics check for that as well.
I get 2 because I'm raging now. 14 is 1.
Yep.
I got 14 again. You get bonus for the same roll twice.
You do not, but you get a a pat on the back because you are able now to jump the distance between the two sides of the valley. It just as you described, your tail is sort of hanging over and above you as if a scorpion-like again, and the end of it in a dagger-like form stabs into the ground near where Mendax is, and you are able to cling onto the side and secure yourself. Very nice. The lava is quickly filling up the valley, though. You're not out of danger quite yet. You're about 5 feet above where the lava is, but it is not. You're not out of the woods yet.
Okay, then I need to continue to scramble up as fast as possible.
Yes, you guys have probably about 15 feet until the top of this valley.
Can I push her up with my tail? Just push?
Yeah, you can try to assist her in her athletics check to scale the side. It's not a very steep valley by any means, but due to the injuries that that Ash has taken here, it will require an athletics check for her. For you, Cole, you can focus your energy on trying to assist her. So we'll take away the disadvantage that you would have normally received. Are you... Okay, actually, I need to ask this question. Are you, again, going to take damage in order to move quickly? Or are you going to now value a bit more the pain?
I feel like I value a slight bit more. We got 5 feet in between us. I don't need, and then lava, I don't...
I'll say I need one or the other. You're going to completely try to focus on that, which would give you disadvantage, but with Call helping you, we'll say it will cancel out.
Gotcha.
Or are you going to take the chances, take the damage, and Call's assistance will give you advantage to move up?
You know, we'll do that one. I'll just have to take the damage, yeah. Get out.
Okay. Go
Otherwise
ahead
it could
and...
affect him.
True. Go ahead and give me an athletics check with advantage, and I will go ahead and tell you how much damage you take.
Dax.
First one was 15, so that's not too bad.
Okay.
And the second one is a fucking nat 20. Woo! Yes, don't kill me a second time. Oh,
very well
kill.
done.
Knock me out.
Yeah, not kill. You are able to scale up most of the distance here that you need in order to put a lot of distance between yourself and the lava beneath you. You take 6 damage.
God damn it.
So how much? What are you at?
I hope you can catch. Because I'm at 0 now.
Okay, you put your body under extreme strain. You're barely resurrected, and you put yourself once again into a life-threatening situation. It's too much for your body to handle. It's too much for your joints, and the pain overwhelms you as black spots fill your vision as you reach the top area of this valley, and you fade out of consciousness once again. Call, it's going very well. You guys are pushing and making good distance, and you suddenly feel her body go rigid, essentially, and ragdoll. You're able to catch her. You will have to do an athletics check to make it the rest of the distance, but she is now actively unconscious.
It's a good thing you got a big, strong bird behind you.
Come on, Carl. I leave.
Athletics, you said?
Yes.
6.
And you're raging, so it's advantage.
I know it's 6. I can't roll well at all.
You got a 6 total.
I rolled 2 3s, so I get bonus. That's double. No, I'm just kidding.
You are unable to secure both yourself and Mendax, assuming you do not want to drop her. Is that a correct assumption?
Yes.
You guys slide down 5 feet. You're now 10 feet away from the top of the valley. Give me one more check to see if you can make up the distance.
Ooh.
Come on, thick bird.
Come on, Carl.
That's a 20. And another one.
All right.
Okay, the other one was worse. 20 total.
20 total. That's absolutely going to do it. Adrenaline kicking in as you realize that not only your life is in danger, but your companions as you slip further and further away from your goal and closer to impending death by lava. You reach within and you find the strength you need to make the rest of the distance as you climb the top and crest the hill of the valley, making it over the rigid rocks that await you. And you're now on the other side. 30 feet is all that lies between you and the mountain.
We are going. I'm picking up Mendax as fast as possible. No messing around. We have one clear objective.
Absolutely. You are able to pick her up with ease. You are more than strong enough to bear her weight and yours. And you make a mad dash, a sprint, if you will, for the mountain. It is much heavier footsteps now that are on the lava. You are the crusted lava, we'll say, as the depressions you make sink seemingly further and further down. The heat beneath your feet is increasing. It's rising and it's getting hotter, but you are able to make it the 30 feet before the lava rises up to a level that will affect you. You do see behind you, after a few moments of reaching the other side, your footsteps now begin to pool with lava as the crusted earth begins to fall and disintegrate beneath the ocean beneath it.
So we made it.
You made it. Good job.
Well, I mean, she's unconscious. I don't know if I would call it a good job.
Hey, you guys are alive.
It was you saved my life. I'd call it an excellent job.
I would too. You are able to take the time to stabilize Mendax. You're not in any immediate danger. There are no creatures actively attacking you. And you take the time to make sure that she will live, and you try to very quickly address her wounds. Let's see how well you're able to do, though. Give me a medicine check.
Dr. Carl is on the case.
Yes.
It's gonna be a 10.
10. It's not your best work. It's certainly not the doctor level quality, but from the rags that you're able to tear from your clothes and from the various garments in your bag and her bag, we'll say, you're able to patch up and sort of relocate the shoulder as best you can, perform some minor like splint on her ankle that you can see is turned visibly the wrong way, and patch up any other scrapes and injuries that you can see. So you stabilize her. Mendax, you're no longer in danger of slipping further and further from life, but you are not conscious yet.
Just going to enjoy a nice bit of rest.
Yes, essentially that is what's happening. Nigel, back over to you. You feel the familiar heat begin to rise up from the bottom of the boat as the boat begins to heat up and dissolve the water. Dissolve the water, that doesn't make sense. Turn the water into steam, evaporate the water, that's the word I was looking for. From that is pooled within the boat there. Quickly, you begin to dry off. Stumpy is completely dry, being that he is now completely immersed himself within the fire. And after, we'll say about 10 minutes of waiting, the crust around you begins to patch up with lava. Unless there's something specific you would like to do or call that you would like to do, we'll kind of rejoin you guys here. After, we'll say about 20 full minutes, the ocean will reemerge in enough of a way that Pig, you feel you might be able to make your way there. It's still a very difficult situation for you, keep in mind.
Yes. As much as I've been bragging about the drastic difference in my physiology after all the rowing on Lake Town and my lats growing and all that, and I've been drinking milk down at the bar, trying to get my gains on. I think I've got a long way to go in my journey. So I'm going to put out the bonfire first of all, since it's getting hot again and I don't want to die myself.
Okay, smart.
And I'm going to have a go. I mean, I saw where they were heading. I know the kind of mountain is a few hundred feet that way. So I'm just going to see if I can very slowly try and row with the single oar that's remaining. But I'm going to be careful to make sure I don't lose it or anything, since it is our only way of propelling the boat at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're going to value hanging on to the oar as opposed to making progress. That does slow you down quite significantly. And to reach the mountain that they fled to reach safety will take you about an hour, about 1 hour of rowing on your own. There's no immediate threats. You're just trying to take your time. You do need to take breaks. You have to take rests. This thing is extremely heavy. You've been through an already great ordeal. So you're not Superman. You realize the limitations of your own physical strength. And yeah, within an hour, you're able to reach the shore that Call is at. Much sooner than that, though, you're able to see him. I would say maybe 10 minutes of rowing or so, and you're able to see Mendax passed out on the shore and Call kind of waving his arms, trying to flag you down as best he can. Perfect. Call, any specific thing you want to try to do in that 1 hour?
I would like to communicate. Tim, we're over here. Nigel! Mendax is unconscious. Her knee is broken and her shoulder's dislocated. I put a band-aid on it. Bring the boat over here. We have the blood.
Perfect. Eventually, you're able to get within range, Nigel, that you can hear the frantic yelling of Call. Mendax, you're going to be out for several hours with your injuries, but you again are stable. You're in no danger of dying. Luckily, Call was able to stabilize you and could perform any more stabilizations necessary. Yeah, so within an hour, we'll say right at about an hour, Nigel, your boat takes shore, and you guys are able to rejoin the boat, Call and Mendax. Well, Mendax, you're unconscious, sorry. But Call, you're able to carry Mendax into the boat and put her down if you want.
Whoever decided that we should be the ones to do that, I'm amazed. You have people who come to your city and you think to yourself, yeah, let's have them go in the Magmalisk. That's a good idea.
I mean, to be fair, you guys were successful.
Were we successful? Tell that to Mendax. She's passed clean
Tell that
out.
to my ankle and my shoulder, my busted lip.
You respond in your mind only.
That is it's internal.
It's internal.
She looks incredibly messed up.
We got the
Still not doing too good either, Carl. To be fair, I'm physically exhausted. I'll see if I can help you carry her back into the boat, but holy shit. If I have to row any further and Stumpy doesn't wake up soon, I think we might be stuck out here.
Yeah, absolutely. You are beyond your limit, Nigel. You're not able to assist in any capacity with physical strength. You can barely think straight. You're past your point of exhaustion. You pass out almost next to Stumpy. Not pass out, but you collapse, we'll say. Next to Stumpy, your job done. You feel that you've done enough for this situation, and you can help no more. The smell of sort of that crisp flesh, though, almost sweet in a way, as you can see where the chains have fused themselves to the skin of Stumpy now that you're a lot closer. So he's got these wraps. Think of it almost God of War style, we'll even say, just to make the visual a lot easier for everybody. Kind of spun around his arms and just completely attached to his skin without some manner of surgery or anything like that. You don't feel comfortable with taking those out or off, but he is still passed out. Call, you're the only one left with any sort of physical strength. What would you like the party to do? You're the one in charge here.
Do I know which direction the city is in? Can I see that?
You have a rough recollection of the way back. You don't know how well you're going to do at remembering the entire way back, but you know the general direction, sure.
Then I would like to use my avian intuition, take up the row, and go in that direction.
Absolutely. It is easier for you than it is for Nigel, but not by much at all. This is an absolute feat of physical prowess. You being a Kenku and such an excellent ability to mimic other people, you try to take the same approach to the technique of rowing the boat as Stumpy had. We'll say after about 5 hours of rowing, however, you have reached your limit. Nigel has fallen asleep. Mendax, you've awakened, but you're not all with it. You're certainly in no position to help row, and Stumpy is still passed out. Call, you have to take a break, though.
Oh, I'm beat. This is a heavy boat. We've had a lot of stuff to do, and I've had to carry your ass around.
Well, I'm sorry that, I'm not quite as hearty as you are. I'm delicately boned, and Rock's hurt.
You're fine. I'm just venting. You did a good job.
Okay.
We were
Well, whenever you can row again, would you like me to sing you a shanty song?
Sure, I like songs.
It's sailors use them. I've never actually sailed a boat. I mean, I've sunk other boats, but that was on a lake, not on the ocean. But I've heard that shanties make you more efficient at rowing.
Sure.
Hit me with a shanty.
Okay. My sea shanty.
I'm ready.
Wait, no, we have to pretend that I'm rowing for this one. Your feathers and beaks all glisten with sweat. Huzzah! Huzzah! You make all the pigeons and birdies all wet. Huzzah! Huzzah! Did I kill it?
This is going to actually pull me out of my slumber, I believe. And I'm gonna say, we're singing shanties, are we?
Do you know any shanties, Nigel?
Well, I mean, looking at
You
the
know
map
what?
we're in,
At this point, go ahead. Whatever you got.
I know the mathematics, and we're all quite symptomatic right now. We're in the lava. He's got no legs, and now he's got chain arms. And Goop's just standing there. Goop, goop, goop.
Carl takes
then
1
you're
point of
back.
damage from his headache.
Amazing. Spirits lifted by such amazing tunes, inspiration to everyone. You all have survived yet again another life-threatening ordeal as you put your own needs to the side to help out the entire dwarven kingdom of Tol Karabad. We'll go ahead and say that after another hour or two of resting, you all feel well enough to be back and coherent. Stumpy awakens and helps you row the rest of the way back to Tol Karabad. Just recanting the tale, he seems like he's excited. This was one of the most epic things he's done in a long time. He had a great time. Can't wait to go do it again.
Well, good job,
I do not
team.
want to party with him again.
We just seem to go into really stupid situations and find our way out. Mendax, you are amazing. Nigel, I didn't see what you were doing, but you seem to be alive, and that's something. Carl, incredible. You couldn't see shit, but you kept going, and that's what matters. Stumpy, are you alright? You were knocked out cold for a while.
Oh, Stumpy's made of stronger material than that. It'll take a lot more to take me out than just a little bit of magmalisk.
He doesn't seem to care about the chains that are fused to his arms in the slightest.
Well, then we'll have to get you a hot meal and some fine ale.
It's second Stumpy again, my favorite person.
Stumpy 2, just when you're tired of Stumpy 1, Stumpy 2's right up.
Oh my god, that's the best. Kenkus are the best race, it's confirmed. Alright, Stumpy 1 and Stumpy 2 take the oars, they take turns neither of you are in the best capacity, but you both are able to work your way back. It takes you another several hours to get there. It is now the middle of the night at this point. Not that you would really be able to tell. The clouds have remained blackened from the smoke this entire time. The lava ocean is back to its normal, vibrant glow. The mountains are streaming once again with more lava and more debris. It looks exactly like you did when you guys left. And within those several hours, you're able to make it back to Tol Karabad. Your spirits are lifted, and your quest is completed. You head back to the side of the bridge that the dwarves are standing on, and they, from a distance, wave at you guys, hailing you back and welcoming your return. They throw down ropes, which each of you fasten to yourselves and pull you up. You guys don't have to do any sort of climbing. They'll take care of all of that. They assume that you guys are exhausted. As you collapse on the ground and they lift Stumpy out of the boat, the captain dwarf will regard him and give him a good hug. Again, he doesn't seem to really care about the chains at all either. And he'll say,
Welcome back, my liege. Did you have a good journey?
and we'll go ahead and end it there for this session.
Very well done,
My
team.
liege. Son of a bitch.
Cool.
Yeah.
King strength, alright. I'll backtrack it. Cheeky.
The twists. I like a
You've
little
been
bit of
holding, boys.
something there at the end, if I can. You didn't think he was just a normal
Wait, what
dwarf, did you?
What does liege
I
mean?
No, we thought he was a dwarf with no legs and incredible upper body strength. That's not normal already.
Forgive my Kenku ignorance. Is a liege a knight? A king? A prince?
It's
duke?
it's essential. In this case, it might not be the most apt description, but it is a king. So Stumpy, the dwarf that you guys have been adventuring with, is the king of the dwarves.
Oh,
I
that's
thought
a
that
heavy
would
voice
fire-
that I picked up then.
No. I'm just hoping they're not all that overpowered, because I was like, oh, okay, so they all have the strength of about 27 of us combined, immune to fire. Actually, no, sorry, they regenerate from fire and then pierce a gigantic mountain-sized dragon by throwing a harpoon at it. Cool. Yeah.
And that one didn't even have any legs. Well done, everybody. You've successfully completed the Magmalisk encounter. A lot more technical, a lot more complex. I hope you all enjoyed our session today.
Dude, that was spicy. I'm sweating.
I did.
That was hot.
Very good, very good. Well, awesome, guys. I think, yeah, honestly, unless you guys have anything to add, we'll go ahead. We'll call it there for the night. It's been a fun past couple of sessions. We got to do 2 weeks in a row, which felt awesome. But we are going to be taking a break next week and coming back the following. So back to our every other week schedule from here on until we have to modify it once again.
Where there is chaos, where there is need, you will find the Wayfarers 3. See you next time, and thank you for watching. I'm gonna figure out how to do the scene thing.
All right, do the scene thing.
I've
I
got
believe in you.
feathers.
You got it.
Okay.
Click the button.
Click it.
do the scene
Click the
thing.
button.
Press the button.
You got this. I know you can
And-
do it.
Cut.
And
Perfect.
done. Deal.
GG.